And what's up, everyone? What's up? This is. Wow. It's on. We're here. That's what's going on. Um, I. You're more late than my cousins on Christmas morning. I'm reading the chat. I had to eat and I had to make a commercial break thing. So that way when I'm like out of my seat, people don't think something is wrong. But here we are. And I, you know, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I'm nervous in the way that I was for the Penn State game. Like I'm more confident in this win than I was in beating Ohio State. Like strangely enough. Gnome, nice to see you on here. Let's go blue, and thank you for all the help. Gnome is he's a cousin of mine, and not just a cousin, but he's helped me a lot with this channel. So give a shout out to him. A chimichanga guy, howdy do, Sam and everyone. Go blue. The Big Ten needs a bowl win. Yeah, Maryland is the only Big Ten team to have beaten an SEC team. The only. Oh my gosh. Well, here we go. Here we go. Wow. I mean, it's really about to happen. It is really about to happen. SFS inverted. Hi, Sam. You nervous? Yes, I am, because this is a big game. This is like the Penn State or Ohio State game where, look, Michigan can lose. I mean, Michigan can lose this game. And I really want them to win because well, if I'm, going to announce it, I'm going to announce it. If Michigan wins this game, I'm going to be going to Houston and watching the national championship. If Michigan wins this game, that's something that I wanted to save until today to tell you all. And my full journey on that would be published on Patreon, but much of it or parts of it would also be on YouTube as well. So I'm going to be Michigan winning here would not just be big for the fact that I predicted them in the preseason to win the national title, but it would be big for this channel. And it would be big because I'd get a new experience. I will be going to the national title game if Michigan wins here. If they don't, then, yeah, my tickets and reservations are going to be sold, and I will be watching the national title game between Alabama and whomever, between Texas and Washington from home. So, that's that. And Alabama looks excited. Michigan, I know, is excited. I want to look here at Michigan playing Alabama. The Action Network odds, the spread right now is Michigan minus 2.5. It moved up about a point. About 65% of public bets right now are on Alabama, so a lot of bets are on Bama. The money, Action Network, I have to go pro for them to give me that, but I imagine most of the money's on Alabama as well. And I'm just excited here. Not many people have picked Michigan to win here. I know Lee Corso did, but he's a talking head. Desmond Howard is always going to pick Michigan unless Michigan is just that much inferior. Mike Valeni, Michigan State fan from Detroit Radio, he picked Michigan. I picked Michigan. I don't know many other college football analysts that have picked Michigan to win this game. I mean, a lot of people are expecting, especially with, Iowa getting humiliated by Tennessee, with Missouri beating Ohio State, Ole Miss thrashing Penn State. You look at that all on the surface, and you think that, Alabama could come out here and bully Michigan. And maybe they do, and they can. But I think Michigan's going to win this game. Alabama is going to kick off here. Michigan will receive. This is it. And here we go. First quarter, 15 minutes. Michigan will let it go out of the end zone. This is January 1st. This is the Rose Bowl. And my goodness, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, everyone. I don't know how much I'll be answering the chat outside of commercial break here because I'm going to be focused every bit on this game here. And don't be surprised if I get emotional one way or another because this is a big game for me. But here we are. McCarthy is back in with Corum. Takes the snap. It is going to be a pass. Michigan's O-line is holding up well. Everyone is covered, and he throws a pick. McCarthy throws a pick. He forced it. Wow. That was a horrid throw. Wow. Everyone was covered. The O-line, the one encouraging thing from that awful play is the offensive line was holding up very well. But I don't know why you throw that. That's just... He had Wilson briefly open, but then he tried to force it. It's like he didn't see number 2 for Alabama, that being Caleb Downs, the true freshman. And, wow, Alabama's going to have a chance to score here very early. Gosh, that's annoying. Are you kidding me? Wow. But they're reviewing it. I just don't... Oh, I hate that. It's like, of course you have to come out. Of course you have to come out and give. I hate it. Ugh, whatever. Let's see. I don't know why you throw that. They might rule it an incompletion because Downs stepped out of bounds, but I think that should be a pick. And what a horrible play. You kidding me? They should rule it a pick. Oh, they rule it out of bounds, so Michigan gets a break there, but that was bad. That was bad. You can't do that there. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. That was, I mean, my goodness. I mean, Michigan gets saved there from making an awful mistake. Awful mistake. 2nd down and 10. Gosh. All right, everyone, let's try and get at some point to like 2,000 concurrent viewers. I want 500 likes. I want this to be the biggest live stream I've had. All right, McCarthy. Alabama's not stacking the box here. They're not. Little screen pass, nicely blocked, but Samaj Morgan only gets about a gain of 2. So it's going to be 3rd and 8. If you're Michigan, I don't know why you're running here. Alabama's weakness defensively is their run defense. They do not have it looked good against Georgia, and it was, but a large part of that is the fact that their edges are fast and Georgia loves to run on the outside. Their interior run game is not elite. It's not. Michigan's effective at converting 3rd downs. Edwards is in the backfield with McCarthy. Johnson motions inward. Alabama looks to bring the house. They send some rushers. McCarthy, his pass is deflected. It's incomplete. So Michigan will have to punt. That was not a good first series. Not very encouraging whatsoever. We'll see how Michigan's defense does against Alabama here. I mean, Michigan is holding up well against the front. I mean, that... He got no pressure. He had all the time in the world. That was good from the offensive line. But Alabama they're so good at coverage. You're going to have to scheme guys open. You're going to have to use the run game. And I did not like that series. Alabama comes after the punt. And fair catch inside of the 40. So not a great punt by what's his face? I forget. Oh yeah. Tommy Doman. Not a great punt by Tommy Doman. I'm so nervous that I'm forgetting my own team's names. Gosh. Yeah, better than a pick. This is better than that interception. Because now Alabama's a long field. Not a very long field. They have good field position. I wouldn't be shocked if they scored here. But we'll see how Alabama does. I don't know. Come on, Michigan. I've seen you all season being physical. We'll see if they run here first. Play action. Milroe gets pressured. Milroe sacked. Immediate pressure. Braden McGregor coming out of a cannon. And that is about a 10, 15-yard loss. So Michigan getting pressure on Milroe. Yeah. You can... First drives don't mean everything because there are adjustments made, but Michigan's O-line, I think we can see just on these first few plays that they're generally better. I mean, Michigan just beat them there. 2nd and 23. Michigan stacking the box. They're not afraid of these receivers. That's C.J. Dupree. Dupree gets out to the 30, I think. So that's going to be a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and long for Alabama. Let's see if they can convert this or if this is going to be a battle of punts. Actually, Dupree got out to the 35, my bad. But still 3rd and long, 3rd and 12. You have to protect against Milroe in that run. You just have to. All right. Here we go. Michigan looks like they're going to bring pressure. Milroe going to the line. I might be behind here, which sucks. I think I am by a few seconds, but it is what it is. Play clock down to 3, 2. Michigan sends pressure. Milroe is immediately flushed and sacked. So Michigan with 2 sacks immediately on that drive, and Alabama will have to punt on a 4th and long. That's great. I mean, this pressure... 5-man coming forward, and he doesn't have time. He doesn't have time to sit in the pocket and throw. And that's when Milroe is at his best, is when he can sit in a comfortable pocket and throw deep. 4th and 23. 12 minutes and 5 seconds left. And Michigan's going to come after this punt, but they don't rush Burnip, which is very good. And Morgan muffs it! No! Oh my gosh, why would you do that? Michigan muffed the punt. And it's Alabama football. Wow. Michigan special teams has had these weaknesses. We'll see what happens here. But just Michigan not taking care of the ball. My gosh, I don't get it. It's just horrible. It's like, what are you doing? At least the punt wasn't amazing. That was like a 30-yard punt by Burnip. I just don't... Oh, my gosh. Alabama gets it in Michigan territory. It's so frustrating. But now Alabama 1st and 10. They're at Michigan's 44. Let's see what Michigan's defense can do. They are going to run it, and... About a gain of 6. Alabama got good push on the run game there. Oh, I don't get it. What is it with Michigan in these playoff games? Like, it's not even forced errors by the other team. It's just their own mistakes. It's like a mental thing, not the fact that the other team's like elite thing. But the elite teams take advantage, so we'll see what Alabama does. I expect them to at least get a field goal out of this. But who knows? Milroe, play action, and he pulls it, and he gets the first down. It's just frustrating. It's going to begin, isn't it? I have confidence in this team, but I can't stand it. Watch Michigan come out and pass for 3 times in a row. Because they think that somehow they won't be able to run. He got it. Don't review. Oh, Rayshon Benny's down. That's not good. This is just so unbelievably frustrating. Well, Michigan is shooting themselves in the foot. Their defense is looking very good. I mean, to get Milroe sacked twice and to have that dominance, Alabama is not this team that is going to run the ball on you for 200, 250 yards per game. Now, Michigan typically won't either. But, that frustrates me so much. It really does. It's just exhausting. And I know people say early game, but look at Georgia, look at TCU. Michigan cannot afford to start out slow. They can't do it, especially since Alabama's a second-half team anyway. Just one playoff win is all I ask for. Well, actually, I ask for two, because with the whole Harbaugh thing, we need a national title. But this is, can't do it. Like, what? I don't know. Like, if Morgan catches that, we probably get the ball in Alabama territory, but it's like, catch the ball. Like, how tough is that? How tough is that? Whatever. Question, did J.J. McCarthy play in 2021 versus Georgia? Yes, in the fourth quarter. He did. Time to continue the convo. Is Michigan terrible like you said OSU was? I only said Ohio State's performance was terrible in the Cotton Bowl because it was. I mean, he scored 3 points, and that was wasted a very elite defensive effort by Jim Knowles. Super early. If Michigan is the decisively better team, they still win, says thank you. Well, I can tell you for sure Michigan looks better in the trenches, at least in terms of pass protection. Alabama got a pretty good push on that, that run play by Jalen Milroe. Well, not by Milroe. That was all Milroe, but before then by McClellan. That was a good push on the interior by Alabama and Seth McLaughlin there. Okay. Go Blue. I'm hoping for some kind of turnover. They listed him as short of the marker, so it's 3rd and 1. Alabama's probably going to get it. I just, 3rd and 1. Okay, come on, Michigan. It'd be awesome if, Milroe tries to take it on the direct snap, and Michigan just tackles him for a 2 or 3 yard loss and makes it decision time. But look, Michigan's defense is great, but they can't be relied to carry this game. At some point, McCarthy is going to have to come out. Alabama, they're showing statistics. They convert 83% of 3rd and 3 or shorter. It's best in the FBS. They're just going to sneak Milroe. Like, you see it right there. It's either going to be a trick play. Oh, he didn't get it. He did not get that. I don't think he got that. I mean, they should just do it again and he'll get it because he got like a foot. But I don't think he got that 3rd and 1. I think they held him right at the line, and I think it's going to be 4th and inches. But if he got it, I understand the ruling. It's very close. Just like how I thought that was a pick by Caleb Downs. They give him the first down. Understandable. I mean, Milroe is just big. He's athletic. I love Milroe. I think McCarthy's the objectively better passer, but I like Milroe's body, athleticism, and all of that more than I do for McCarthy. Okay, 1st and 10 for Alabama at the Michigan 34. Alabama's going in tight. I expect a run here, but they might want to test Burton deep. Oh, he almost fumbles the snap. And touchdown, Alabama. That was bad. That was Chase McClellan. I just can't. Can't do it. An explosive play. 34-yard run. Can't do it. Just don't get it. Ugh, whatever. Whatever. Come out, drive, Michigan's down. It's just not... It's just not good. Whatever. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, is the SEC so much better than everyone else that analytics don't matter? That's my question, but I could be wrong. Yep, I don't... Morgan, do not put him back at punt returner for the rest of the game. Don't do it. It's just so stupid. Okay, I am going to take a commercial break, drink some water. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Well, if you're Michigan, what you got to do is you got to catch your punts, not be idiotic, and you can't. I don't know what Michigan was doing there, playing tight press cut. I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. But whatever. Can't turn the ball over against Bama. That's frustrating because our D was playing well. Yeah, that's my point. But, like, I don't get it. And then the frustrating thing, too, is if Alabama wins this game, it's like, well, you can play crap in the regular season, or at times, and then whatever. It's just frustrating. I've seen my team go to the college football playoffs, and then they look amazing in the regular season, and they look like Oklahoma in the it's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. The defense looked good on all but one play, the 34-yard run by McClellan. All but one play. And I don't want to... I don't know. It's ridiculous. Oh well. I can already smell defeat. I'm not going to give up, but okay. Well, we'll see. Just because you're down early does not mean you're going to lose. Yeah, I mean, Michigan doesn't have time to warm up. They need to go down the field. They need to score a touchdown. You can't... I don't get it. And if Alabama beats this Michigan team, I'm probably going to pick them to beat whoever matches up with them in the national title. Because I don't know. I thought Michigan was the best team in the country. If they win, probably still think they are. But, I mean, you can't... I don't know why McCarthy's going wide. Well, they shift back in Loveland. They shift back in Corum. Let's hope that Michigan tries to run here. They motion out Morgan. And there's Corum. Corum gets a block, and Corum gets a gain of 5 or 6 on the ground. So it'll be 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. at the Michigan 30 or 31 yard line. Yeah, Michigan never led in the previous 2 college football playoff appearances, but they've led for 97% of this season, led or tied. This is a team that's not used to being down, but we've seen them surrender a field goal early to Penn State on the road. It's basically the only time in which they were down. Toss to Corum, and Corum as a whole, and Corum, he's not gone, but he's out to the 52. That's a good run, good blocking there. I mean, Michigan's offensive line on that first series looked good, and here they were blocking well. And that was a toss, a risky play. Little wide left for Corum, but he stretched out his arms and caught it. 1st and 10 at the Alabama 48. And his speed, I mean, like, his speed was comparable there to McClellan's. 21-yard run for Corum. Let's see what Michigan does. Play action for McCarthy. Deflected at the line, though. So 2nd and 10 at the Alabama 48. Yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. May the best team win. That's all I'm gonna say. May the best team here win. I don't want a TCU Georgia from last season. I want the best team here to win. Donovan Edwards is the running back. Play action for McCarthy, flips it out to Loveland. Loveland is able to briefly break a tackle to get about 2 or 3 yards to the Alabama 46-45, but it's another 3rd and medium, 3rd and long for Michigan. Something you don't want to be in. I think they're going to, looking at the lines of scrimmage, I think they're going to handle 3rd and longs better than Alabama. But because of Milroe's legs, I don't know if Alabama is going to be in as many 3rd and longs without sacks and pressures. We'll see. Dallas Turner. McCarthy is going to take it on the design quarterback run. McCarthy, 4th and 1. So Michigan inside the 40. I think you're going to go for it here. That was a nice designed run with McCarthy. Didn't pick up the first down, but you got to go for it here. You're inside the Alabama 40. If they stuff you, they have to go 60 yards to score. And you have a good offensive line. This is a moment where you get to see who the more physical team is in the lines of scrimmage. Michigan loves to go for it on 4th and 1. Corum is in there. Michigan's offensive line all lined up in a very tight formation. They're going to hand it off. Corum easily gets the first down. Gets about a gain of 4 or 5. Out to the 35. And that was a much better push against an Alabama front that I've told you about. They're not like Ohio State or Penn State in stopping the run. They're not. So you have to attack their D-line. You have to. You're not going to beat Bama by throwing on them unless you're Texas, and Texas used the run to keep them honest. You have to run the football. Corum shifts over to McCarthy's right. They're going to hand it off to Corum again. I mean, even Corum, he was tackled at the line of scrimmage and still plowed forward for a gain of 2 or 3. And Alabama does not like to stack the box a ton. They're not a team that's willing to go complete press on you. Already have 11,000 views. Holy cow. See, and both teams are eating clock. These teams are not speedy. They're not like Washington or Texas. Okay, play action for McCarthy. McCarthy is going to take it off and run. No, he's going to throw. And beautiful catch there. Who was that? That was Mullings, who's basically used as a fullback for Michigan, but McCarthy was able to roll out. See, when he rolls out and he doesn't force it, he's good. And both him and Milroe have a knack for doing that. They can escape pressure and find open people, but you can't force things. And Mullings gains possession, knees are inbounds, nice catch by Michigan's really third-string running back, and Michigan's in the red zone. McCarthy Gonna hand it off to Samaj Morgan. He's trying to get outside. And he gets a gain of 6 or 7. It's gonna be 6. Gonna be 2nd and 4 inside of the 10 for Michigan. Let's hope that the Wolverines score here. Yeah, Alabama is going to score in this game using big plays. If Michigan's going to score, it's going to be sustainability. But if Alabama can get something sustainable going, that's going to be scary. Because they have that explosive capability. And if you can be sustainable and you're naturally explosive, you are going to get plays. Oh, my parents are ahead of me. And I see that Corum scored a touchdown. 8-yard touchdown reception. J.J. McCarthy to Blake Corum, and they tie it up. So Corum has another touchdown. This time a receiving touchdown. I think his first of the season. That's very good. And this Alabama defense, Michigan, what was that? Yeah. I forget if that was Caleb Downs' responsibility to cover or one of the linebackers. But 10 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes, 18 seconds off the clock. Michigan needs drives like this. The extra point was nearly deflected, but it still goes up and through. Michigan, Alabama, 7-7. That was a good response. Good job, team. That was a good response to adversity. Beautiful. Is Sam behind? Yes. Nathaniel Laffey, I see that you've changed your profile photo. Why is that? Whew. Okay, I'm going to try and reload, see if I'm not behind. But 7-7. Let's see what Alabama does on offense. Gosh, I'm nervous, but I'm happy that unlike against Georgia and TCU, TCU objectively had a much worse defense than this Alabama one. Michigan was actually able to respond and put up points in the first quarter. A touchdown in the first quarter, nonetheless. Michigan shot themselves in the foot with the fumble. Absolutely. Michael Valadez with a sense of humor here. Nebraska defense, 0 opposing receiving touchdowns from Corum. Alabama 1. Well, all jokes aside, Nebraska had a pretty good defense. And I think if you gave Nebraska's defense an offense that Alabama had, their defense would be talked about more glowingly. I mean, that was a very efficient defense this season. Doesn't have the athletes that Alabama does, but I think it has the coordination and the scheme that Alabama's did. For sure. But that's the part of Nick Saban. He's not just a great schemer. He's a phenomenal recruiter, and that's also a part of coaching. That's something that he does much better than Jim Harbaugh. He's a much better recruiter than Jim Harbaugh, an even better developer than Jim Harbaugh, and Jim Harbaugh's a lead developing, and he's a better game manager. So we'll see what happens here. But we have about 1,000 concurrent viewers. I encourage you all who are on here, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. Really, it means the world. And I'm trying to hit 14,000 subs today. I think we can do that or perhaps go over it. But yeah, thank you all very much. I did forget to insert a commercial in the commercial break last time, but it's no big deal. I'll make up for it when the first quarter likely ends, unless there's a commercial break before then or at other times. But Corum, good job, man. Corum is the heart of Michigan in the same way that I would say Jalen Milroe is the heart of Alabama. Those players are. So let's see what happens. I'm nervous because Alabama's looked competent running. They haven't ran a ton, but that one McClellan one, the first one where he got a good push, Michigan is going to have to do a good job against that run because Alabama runs the ball more than Michigan. They will be more than content grounding and pounding if Milroe cannot pass or if he can't get pass protection. So let's see what happens here. Well, I thought they were coming back on, but apparently not. So I'm going to take a brief ad break here, and then we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Let's check the chat. Sam, JJ needs to roll out to have better passing lanes, says Felipe Rodriguez. Well, that one time where he hit Kalel Mullings, that was a rollout. That was more improvised, though. I wonder if the staff... I think there was one or two passes already where the staff intentionally rolled them out. They weren't as successful as when he improvised. Derek. Okay, well we're gonna hide you on the channel. Why are you coming on and hating? That's the thing. I need moderators for live streams this big. Sam, running JJ is a great strategy, but it makes me nervous when he gets hit. Thankfully, that's only why they ran him one time, but I think they need to run him. Because he's not as dynamic as Milroe, but he's effective. We've seen it against Penn State. Yeah. Cordy, too many commercials. Do you think the Longhorns will win? I don't know if I'll see your reply with how busy the chat is, but Cordy, do you think Texas will win? And if you think so, and I believe you likely think so, how much do you think they'll win by? I changed my final prediction to 34-30 Texas. It was originally 38-34. No, 34... Shoot, I'm another person to ban. 34-30 Washington. It was originally 38-34 Texas, but I do think that those teams are going to be held to more field goals because of their strong defensive lines, and I do think that Texas is going to want to chew up clock and run the ball to limit Penix's opportunities. I still don't think JJ is 100%. He's not as fast. He was pretty fast on that play. He was, and he is definitely healthier. I did some reverse psychology for this game, put $100 on Bama. DI114N says. We'll see if you're right. We'll see if your reverse psychology, pays off in a joking manner. Of course, whoever wins this game, it's going to be because someone's the better team. Cordy, glad I could see your answer. I say they win 42-31. Well, Alabama 1st and 10 at their own 25, and Michigan gets a tackle for loss. So it'll be 2nd and 11. Alabama ran this time right into the teeth of Michigan's defense. I think that was Mason Graham and Mikey Sainristil combining on the stop there. Michigan's D-line did a much better job against that Alabama offensive line. Much better job this time. Okay. Alabama, 2nd and 11, less than 4 minutes left in this game. Michigan is still stacking the box. Alabama shifts over their tight ends, puts their receiver out, or their running back out as a receiver. Let's see how much pressure Michigan brings. And if they put a spy on Milroe, it looks like Colson will function as that. They do bring pressure, and miscommunication there between Milroe, Dupree, and his receivers. That ball wasn't thrown to anyone. 3rd and 11 for Alabama. I think that was to... Who was that to? It was to Kendrick Law, the true sophomore, is who he was trying to hit, I think. 3rd and 11. Let's see what happens here. Milroe, with one of his running backs back there. I can't see the number because they don't have their numbers on their shoulder pads. Looks like Michigan will send some pressure. They send some stunts, and Milroe escapes. Milroe is going to... He slides. He slid. He got scared of Will Johnson rushing at him along with Rod Moore, and it's 4th and 3. Rare mistake by Milroe. Typically, he's someone to put his head down and pick up the first down. But I don't think he got scared, actually. Correction. I think he tried to juke him out and he just slipped. I think. Let me see this. Yeah, he tried to juke and he just ended up slipping by accident. So that's a mistake there by Alabama. They'll have to punt this ball away. Samaj Morgan is the returner. We'll see if he can catch this ball this time. He has a mouth guard that's glittery. And, Michigan ran into the kicker. James Burnip is down, but there is no flag. Oh, it looks like he's seriously hurt. No flag called, though, despite Burnip being ran into. That was a gaffe by Michigan. Another special teams gaffe. They ran into him, but there's no flag called. Oh, I don't think they called it because the Michigan defender tried to turn away. That probably should be flagged, though. You can't just say that should have been flagged. I mean, that was a gaffe by who on Michigan, number 52. But hopefully Burnip's okay. 52. Who's 52 on defense? I think I'm searching for him right now on ourlads.com's Kishon Bennett. Yeah, you shouldn't have ran into him, but hey, got away with it. Nick Saban's not even yelling. And the punt was fair caught at the Michigan 19, so Michigan will have to drive 81 yards to get a touchdown. They'll have to drive around, I'd say, 50 to get in field goal range. James Turner is a very reliable leg. McCarthy is back there with Corum. Going to hand it off to Corum, and Corum is pushed forward for about a gain of 4, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Okay, here's someone else I have to kick. Yeah, that's a flag. I agree. I know that he flopped, I think, but I think that's a flag regardless. McCarthy is back there alone. He does have decent protection, and he is going to fire it to Samaj Morgan. That's a first down, a gain of 7. Minute 55 left. Wolverines pick up a first down. All right. It's not Corum, it's Mullings, actually. A.J. Barner motions inward. Edwards is also there with Mullings, so like a 2 running back set. And they are going to hand it off to Donovan Edwards, and Edwards powers forward for a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. Nice to see the Don come out, as Gus Johnson affectionately calls him. Michigan is doing a very good job of blocking. I don't think this Alabama run defense is like a Penn State or Ohio State in the same way that Michigan's offense isn't like, or I don't know where I was going with that. I guess where I was going is Michigan's offense is used to facing tougher defenses, and Alabama's offense is used to facing better offenses. The SEC's more offensive than the Big Ten this season. Big Ten is better at defense, though, objectively. Mullings is able to power forward. A flag comes in late, though, for Alabama. It looks like it could be on Alabama, but we'll see. We shall see, indeed, who the flag's on it. It was out near midfield. Maybe holding by the offense? Looks like it's on Michigan, but we'll see. They're talking about it. I think it's on Michigan, but we'll have to see. Just on how the cameras are pacing toward Michigan and they're focusing on a specific player, number 44. Yup, unnecessary roughness. Come on. So Michigan here's making mistakes. Alabama's not necessarily making. Yeah, I don't know why you do that, man. I think Michigan's jittery. It's during the play. So now it's going to be like, what, second and long. I don't know. Again, mistakes. I can't do this. And it's like, why is the broadcast? Oh, 2nd and 11. It's not horrid, but it's pretty bad. McCarthy, he's going to take off, and he's tackled for only a gain of 2. And it just kills me. It's like, why? You could be in Alabama territory right now instead of a 3rd and 9, and that frustrates me. I don't get it. But we're going to be taking another commercial break here. This is frustrating. Look, Michigan it's 7-7. They're in a 3rd and 9. They're comfortable at converting 3rd downs. But that could have been Bama territory, and it's another mistake on Michigan. Michigan right now is a turnover. They have a personal foul penalty. They nearly threw a pick. I mean, Michigan is just looking undisciplined. But maybe that's encouraging, because if Michigan does get their act together, maybe they'll pull away, because they're hanging with Alabama right now despite making a lot more mental mistakes. But we'll be back. We're going to be taking a commercial break here, and I will see you guys soon. All right, welcome back, everyone. Let's answer some few questions in the chat. Skip Bayless, nice name. Give them a quarter, they'll calm down. Maybe this is Skip Bayless's burner account. This isn't the first game we've seen a team who's been a lead all season play a little jittery in the postseason. And yeah, I mean, Michigan at least scored a touchdown in the first quarter. I mean, the past 2 playoff games, they've looked totally mentally dazed, out of it. At least they're competitive here with a team that is power ranked inside of the top 4, unlike TCU. What's going on here? I'm just looking at, mistakes and stuff. Bowel game. That's funny. If Michigan didn't fumble, they'd be winning right now. We don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure you're right. We'll just have to see what happens on this 3rd and 9. Speaking of which, here it is. 3rd and 9 from their own 36. Michigan converted a first down. They're motioning out Roman Wilson. Alabama does bring a blitz, and McCarthy throws to Samaj Morgan, and it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2. Do you go for it if you're Michigan? That was a nice throw by McCarthy. Do you go for it, is my question. I mean, you probably punt because it's 4th and 2, but maybe you go for it. That was a good throw, and number 3, Terry and Arnold, made the mistake of trying to get the pass deflection instead of just tackle him short. But that was nice by Deontay Lawson there. 4th and 2, they list it, but it's really 4th and 1, 4th and a yard and a half. Tommy Doman will punt. Michigan will trust their defense. Nice special teams coverage. Fair caught inside the 25 there by Caleb Downs. So if not for that penalty, Michigan, you know, it's penalties and errors that are shooting Michigan in the foot right now. Let's see what their defense can do. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already as we enter the second quarter. All right. 1st and 10 from their own 24. Justice Haynes in the backfield, true freshman. Michigan does send pressure, and they get Milroe immediately. 3rd sack of the day for the Wolverines. Wow. I mean, look, Georgia was able to get pressure on him. And Michigan's done a much better job than Georgia of getting pressure all season. This part doesn't surprise me. And, I mean, just immediate pressure. 5 versus 5. No one accounts for Jalen. That's not Jalen Harrell. This is 23, not 32. Michael Barrett, the graduate. 2nd and 18 for Alabama. They're explosive, but Michigan's secondary does a very good job. And Milroe is going to get sacked again. 4th sack of the day for Michigan. It'll be 3rd and 24. Wow. Junior Colson this time. Michigan bringing the house, and it's working. 4 sacks already. And I hate to be this person. I'm nervous that Michigan's going to lose, and I freaked out early. But when you get this much pressure, I have a hard time seeing how you're going to score unless you can turtle and run. I mean, maybe Alabama has to do what Michigan did against Penn State and just turtle. But we'll see what happens here. 3rd and 23. Alabama's going to be backed up. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, 0. Delay of game. And Milroe is able to get some yards, but Michigan will force a punt. I thought that was a delay of game. He snapped it with zeros on the clock. But a run nonetheless. It's going to be about 4th and 10. Alabama will have to punt this ball away again. 4th and 11. So they get back to barely to the original line of scrimmage. Michigan with 4 sacks. They got pressure there as well. James Burnip will punt. I think Samaj Morgan will return. We'll see. Morgan fair catches at the 30. So Michigan will start 1st and 10 at their own 30. And Alabama, 37 total yards to Michigan's 122. 2 first downs to Michigan's 5. And Michigan does have about a 2-minute, 30-second possession advantage so far. I mean, that's big for Michigan, being able to get that pressure. Because Alabama, the way you score, if you're the Tide, is deep shots. And Alabama right now is 26 rushing yards. And 34 of those 26 came on one individual run. Which is nuts. Almost 2,000 concurrent views. Holy cow, you guys are awesome. Thank you, says delay of game. It should have been a delay of game, but hey, both teams they've had a lot of close calls. Like the pick, the delay of game. They've had mental gaffes, whether it's Michigan's fumble or Jalen Milroe trying to juke and he doesn't pick up the first down, or Bredesen with the personal foul. These teams are feeling each other out. And neither of them is a 2001 Miami, or, I mean, this shows how good of a coach Nick Saban is, a 2020 Bama, which is one of the best teams of all time. I don't think any of these teams are that caliber. But here we are. Michigan will get the ball at their own 30. We'll see what they can do. Because Michigan started with the ball, Alabama gets this to open the half. We'll see what the Wolverines can do here. I'm nervous. I'm telling you, I'm nervous. I like the fight that Michigan has right now, but fight isn't enough. You have to execute. You have to do. Whew. Yeah, my goodness. We're gonna break, like, the record for most views in a live stream by me. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Guys, we're only 100 subscribers away. Only 100 subs away from 14,000. I know you all can make it happen. So make it happen. Thank you. And I wanted, 500 likes, and it's not even halftime, and we're already almost at 200. This is awesome. Whew. Well, back and forth game right now. And here we are back at the Rose Bowl. 11 minutes and 55 seconds left in this game. All right, 1st and 10 at the 30 for the Wolverines. Mullings motioning out. It's Alex Orji. Alex Orji gets about a gain of 4, almost tackled in the backfield, but it's a nice little wrinkle that Michigan has to throw him in for the ground game. And Orji will substitute out. What really, Milroe and Orji are so similar in their build and athleticism, but Milroe, I think, is a higher upside and is more polished, especially as a passer. And, I mean, Milroe looks leading an explosive passing offense. Orji hasn't thrown a single pass all season long, but doesn't mean he isn't important. Bredesen motions around, same with A.J. Barner. And McCarthy, play action, Corum with a nice pass block, and overthrows Cornelius Johnson, J.J. McCarthy does, so it'll be 3rd and 6. And look, Johnson beat Downs, and Downs is a freak athlete, all-American caliber player, but he's a freshman. And freshmen are freshmen. It's like with McCarthy, he made those. I mean, I think Downs is better as a freshman objectively, but McCarthy in 2021 had awesome moments, but the reason they never started him is just inconsistency. Alabama is going to bring pressure here. Rollout for McCarthy, incomplete to Roman Wilson. He wants a flag, but he's not going to get it. Going to be 4th and 6. This is a defensive battle right here, with Michigan's mistakes more so shooting them on the foot on offense, but also defense too with that muffed punt. So Alabama forces a 3 and out. Michigan will have to punt from their own 34. Michigan right now is 0 of 3 on 3rd down, but they are 0 of 4 actually, but they're 1 of 1 on 4th down, and Alabama's not faring much better. They're 1 of 4 on 3rd down. Downs makes the fair catch at the 30, so Michigan's special teams hasn't been... That was a 36-yard punt. Michigan special teams have not been phenomenal in this game. Alabama's had the better special teams play. But Michigan, I think, is playing better on the offensive side of the ball, slightly. And I think they're playing by a decent chunk better defensively. But special teams matters. And I said in this game that Alabama would have the better special teams unit in the preview. William Herzog, thank you for the $2 super chat. Herzog says, go blue. Go blue indeed. This has been a chess match. And Michigan's O-line's been eating, I think. I could be wrong there, but I think Michigan needs to pass. But I think Michigan, look, you're 11 carries, 70 yards, 6.4 yards per carry with a long of 21. Through 20 minutes of gameplay, you are the better rushing attack, and you have a mismatch there. I would love to see Michigan replicate that first drive, but maybe add 5 plays for 75 or 80 yards, eat clock, and just punch it in. Because I think they can do that. But we'll have to see. I mean, this is a back-and-forth type game right now. Back and forth. ESPN's win probability chart gives Michigan a 51.2% chance to win. They've always been the underdog by the second quarter per ESPN's win probability, so they're putting up a better fight as of right now. But we'll see where that leads. Corum would look good in two-tone blue next year. I would buy his jersey. I'd love for the Lions to have him, especially behind their offensive line. We got this blue. Glad Alabama's bringing us a tough game. Yeah, I'd never want anything different than them to bring their best. B-dub, time for a strip sack. Hopefully. Trevor Crawford in Florida just subscribed. Well, thank you for being from Florida. That's awesome. And let me check the subscriber count now. I know we got like a crap ton more likes, which is just incredible. Thank you all for that. Let me see. Yeah, we have over 2,000 concurrent viewers, ladies and gentlemen. That's crazy. And we're only 23 subs away from 14,000, which is just nuts. We've already gained 200 subscribers. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a good day. I think, in retrospect, regardless of whoever wins, it'll be a good day. But it'll be a great day. It'll be an elite day. And it will bring a lot of credibility to this channel. And it'll help me out a lot if Michigan can win here, even if it isn't by as much as I predicted. I predicted Michigan to win 31-20, which was pretty bold. I don't know if anyone else predicted a double-digit win for the Wolverines without giving the type of, I think, mostly objective argument that I gave. Another thing about Milroe, too, is he's not like Stetson Bennett. I don't think that he has that same... This is not an insult when I use this, but Stetson Bennett reminds me of a weasel in the sense that he's fast, he scampers, and he's just annoying, but he's very good at scrambling. And Milroe has a better upside at scrambling, but I don't know if he has the same awareness or experience. And also, Bennett had this awesome offensive line that Milroe clearly doesn't have. So Alabama's going to try and run, and they get about a gain of 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7. Michigan forcing Alabama to be tough on the ground. And we broke 14,000 subs. Thank you, everyone. Maybe we can hit 15,000 today. That would be epic. Gain like 1,000 subs in a day. That, holy mercy. That'd be incredible. 2nd and 7 for Alabama at their own 33. Alabama willing to use up clock as well. You got Milroe observing the defense. Michigan corners are not playing press. I wonder if Alabama wants to use some comeback routes to pick up some short gains. They're going to hand it off again, and that's to number 2, Jace McClellan, and McClellan's tackled for a 1 or 2 yard loss. It'll be third and 8, 3rd and 9. Okay, come on, Michigan. You know what would be awesome? Strip sack, pick 6, or even just a pick. Like, Alabama's turned the ball over all season long. This Michigan defense is the best outside of Penn State at forcing turnovers. Let's force a turnover here. All right, Milroe, 5 receivers, and Michigan takes a timeout. I don't think they felt prepared. And I think Jim Harbaugh senses that getting another punt here would be critical because that'd be 3 3-and-outs in a row for Alabama. And Michigan at this point already has about a 1-minute 30-second possession advantage. If Michigan were to go on a long drive and even just get a field goal but milk some clock, that would be critical. Just take the lead and with your defense, do good things. 9 minutes, 26 seconds left in the second half. We've gone through nearly half of the second quarter. Maybe I said second half, so I'm going to take a brief commercial break, and we'll be right back. I typically only take 2 commercial breaks per quarter, about. All right, see you soon. All right, and welcome back. Some box score statistics. Michigan, 11 carries, 70 yards, 6.4 yards per carry. Alabama, 13 carries, 27 yards, 2.1 yards per carry, and a touchdown. That, of course, is adjusting for sacks. Michigan's had 4 sacks, which means that Milroe's really attempted to pass the ball like a total of 7 or 6 times, but he's only gotten 2 attempts off because of Michigan's pressure, and that's throwing Alabama off offensively. Michigan needs to keep that up. I mean, these Alabama receivers are not like Ohio State's receivers, but they're still pretty darn good. They're in between, in my opinion, Maryland's and Ohio State's, but I'd say they're closer to Maryland's overall. They have a lot of high upside, but also a lot of inexperience and inconsistency there. I mean, really, you only have to look out for Jermaine Burton and Isaiah Bond, Malik Benson, Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law. You have to watch for them, but they don't have like a third insane option. Like Ohio State, when everyone was healthy, you had Ibuka, you had Fleming, you had obviously Marvin Harrison Jr., who along with Malik Neighbors and Rome Odunze, those are like the best receivers by a mile in all the land. I believe they're showing Jalen Milroe's family. Okay, Alabama, 3rd and 9, and they're gonna snap it. Milroe will go and try and run the ball, and he's tackled right at the line by Mikey Sainristil still. That is an interesting play call, like to use motion and then to run, almost like it was like a read option with the wide receiver acting as the second option outside of the quarterback. That was interesting. I wonder if Alabama is turtling based off of that play. Because it was run, run, run. And Alabama loves to run the ball. Michigan looks to block this punt. They're going to come after it, and they don't get it. Morgan is just going to stay very clear, and Alabama will let it roll to the Michigan 16 or 17. So Bama winning the special teams battle, winning the field position battle, and that's keeping them, that's helping them out for sure, is what that's doing. I mean, football, especially in a game like this where it's tied right now, it's a game of inches, and it's a game of discipline. And I'd say Alabama is winning the discipline battle. They're winning the turnover battle. They're winning the special teams battle. The problem is Michigan is just winning the line of scrimmage, period. And that's very hard to overcome. But Saban is someone who I think will make good second half adjustments. I mean, remember, they are a second half team, Alabama is. Michigan, because they've just been so dominant, we haven't seen them have to do much in second halves this season. Corum gets a gain of 8 on the ground, and I think if you're Michigan, you just pound, and you switch out Edwards, Mullings, Corum. You go ground and pound, maybe pass to keep the defense honest. But that's an impressive run. If you're Michigan, you got to pick up a first down. At least, I'd say take the lead. Because taking a lead will do a lot for you, even if it's just by a field goal. Because this is a game where, I think I said in the preview, also on Patreon, where I gave like a brief preview of if anything changed. Corum's going to run it again, and with his shiftiness, he dodges penetration there. Alabama got penetration, but he just shifted away. It was number 92 from Alabama, Justin Ibogbe, who did a good job of blasting through Trevor Keegan and also A.J. Barner, but Corum, with just shiftiness and a little bit of a stiff arm there, was able to pick up the first down with a 4-yard run. He's averaging 7 yards per carry, 7 carries, 49 yards right now. Michigan now has 6 first downs compared to Alabama's 2. Let's see if Alabama tries to stack the box more. They are going to run it again with Corum. Corum this time only gets about a gain of 2. So crosses the 30. So thank you for 3 runs in a row. Corum's going to come out, and Edwards is going to come back in. Thank you for testing that Alabama line of scrimmage. Eating some clock. I would love a score here. 2nd and 8. Now 8 carries for about 51 yards for Corum. Edwards is in there with McCarthy. Michigan going tight. Maybe they'll use their tight ends. They're going to motion out Samaj Morgan. McCarthy has his receiver, and that's Colston Loveland, who gets out to the 43 of Michigan. That right there, a 12-yard gain, nice throw and haul by McCarthy and Loveland. Another first down for Michigan. Oh, that was a beautiful flip, too. Gave a seam to expose the zone that Alabama was in. So 1st and 10 at their own 42, the Wolverines. McCarthy under center. They're going to toss it to Edwards. Edwards will throw it back to McCarthy, and McCarthy is going to chuck it, and Roman Wilson catches it. Holy cow. That was nearly blown up, but McCarthy is down, got a big hit. He's struggling to get up, but it looks like he's okay. Just got the turf in his face and got knocked to the ground, but that good pass inside the Alabama 40. It's another first down for Michigan, but this defense is hard-hitting, I'm telling you. But they've struggled to get pressure all season long. Harbaugh wanted a late hit, but really, there was nothing that Dallas Turner could do. I mean, he was already in the air. McCarthy under center again, 1st and 10 at the 38. Corum gets stopped at the line of scrimmage for the first time by this Alabama defense. Yeah, Edwards overthrew that. That nearly was a bad backwards lateral. That was a good play by McCarthy. Being able to, he caught it with one hand, then chucked it accurately to Roman Wilson in stride. It was a good play. 2nd and 10 at the Alabama 38. Michigan 8 first downs and 161 total yards to Alabama's 2 first downs and 39 yards. Yet the game is tied because of that turnover, and also because, just for a variety of reasons. But Michigan tries to run it again, and Alabama stuffs them. Only about a gain of maybe 1, I would say, just back to the line of scrimmage. Alabama, I don't think, has recorded a TFL yet in this game, which is impressive. I mean, this Michigan O-line, they've been good at preventing TFLs, but they have struggled to run consistently. And here they're running consistently. They're doing a decent job of staying in the game. Right here, they're inside the 40. If you get a few yards on the ground, or you 4th and short, you can go for it. Alabama, they're not going to get pressure. It's caught there. That's number 8. And is that a touchdown? Who was that? Number 8, is that Tyler Morris? Let's see if he stayed in bounds. I don't know, but he picked up a first down regardless. That's incredible. Like that speed. You don't see that speed from Michigan receivers. Let's see. But that's big, man. Go up by a touchdown, explosive play. He stayed in bounds. Holy cow. Whoa. That's like heresy. For a Michigan receiver to outrun Alabama's defense is like heresy. But that's incredible. Touchdown. 13-7. And McCarthy already has 2 passing touchdowns. 8 plays, 80. Oh, they bobble the snap. Well, Michigan misses the extra point. I mean, we're seeing mental gaffes from Michigan. I think what we're seeing is this team's very emotional. But that was bad. Gosh. 13-7. I can't complain about a lead, but another gaffe for Michigan. I mean, we've already had, just a bad snap. Well, not a bad snap. Michigan special teams have been bad this game. That's what I'll say. But 9 first downs, 199 total yards, 15 minutes and 40 seconds of possession to Alabama's 10:31. If Alabama goes 3 and out again, this defense is going to be tired. But 13-7, Michigan, now given a 69.3% chance to win. It was a 72% chance to win before James Turner missed. Well, he didn't even try it. It was really just the extra point was no good. McCarthy, 9 of 14 for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Blake Corum, 9 carries, 51 rushing yards. Overall, Michigan, 16 carries, 84 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. This is incredible. Huh. Richard Fitzwell, my dude, what the F is wrong with your special teams? Well, first of all, Richard, thank you for the $5 super chat. Second of all, Michigan special teams have... It's strange. Like, they've had moments where they have a super high ceiling, and then they have a very low floor. They're very inconsistent. They've been that way all season long. They improved drastically at the end of the season, partially because Michigan needed to rely on them more. I just think Michigan is extremely emotional. I think they're very excited. I think they believe in themselves. And I think this is the first time where they've been locked in. I mean, even if Michigan loses here, the way they've played this first half tells me they're locked in. Maybe they won't be in the second half, who knows? But for them to establish a lead for the first time in the college football playoff is awesome. This team's excited. I mean, Corum getting a 20-yard run. McCarthy having 2 throws of 20 or more yards. I mean, Michigan is they're being more explosive than they were against Penn State or Ohio State. It's facts. I mean, Ohio State only allowed this many points in a half or more because they threw a pick. They lost the turnover battle. Well, Michigan is losing the turnover battle. And right now, the Wolverines are averaging 8.2 yards per pass and 5.3 yards per carry. The Wolverines now, they've converted 1 third down, which is good. They're 1 of 5 on third down, just like Alabama. I just think they're excited, and I think they're learning how to handle everything. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. Someone else sent another super chat. I'm trying to find it here, because I have $11.99. That means I missed a super chat. Gnome, thank you. Thanks for covering the game. My stream is 5 minutes behind, so I can't be here the full time, but appreciate what you do. I appreciate what you do. You're very helpful to the channel. I'm serious. Shout out to Gnome, cousin of mine who's helped me design graphics, given me advice on all these different things. Just really awesome. There's just so much in the chat. It's going to be hard. It's honestly going to be hard to get to anyone here unless, like, you super chat, because then I'll see it. But, yeah. All right, Kendrick Law only brings it out to the 15, so Michigan now, that was a special teams gaffe by Alabama. They're going to start at their own 15. All right, come on, Michigan. Sack, safety, strip sack, pick six, whatever. But that was a beautiful, I mean, Tyler Morris with the speed, that was incredible. And the reach out, ball control, that was incredible. All right, come on, Michigan. We've seen your defense force 3 and outs. You've taken the lead. Let's see what you can do. Kendrick Law returned it for 16 yards. Saban rightfully frustrated. Let's see what happens here. 3 minutes, 44 seconds left. We know Alabama, with their explosiveness, can get down the field lightning fast. It's going to be play action for Milroe. Milroe is going to take a shot, and it's caught. Is it caught? I think it is, but they can, caught at the 45. So a 30-yard passing play. Let's see. Yup. Just a little late, but he had to laser that. And you can't, he had to laser that to Bond. I mean, if that was just thrown a second late or a second behind, that could have been picked. But Alabama gets their first down in several minutes with a play action where Michigan didn't send much pressure. 1st and 10 at the 45. Another play action for Milroe. He's standing in the pocket, gonna go deep, and out of bounds. Doesn't matter that number 2, Will Johnson, was pushing Jermaine Burton around. It was out of bounds, unreachable. So 2nd and 10. Milroe is now going to be 2 of 4 for 40 yards. They don't throw it much. And Johnson, that would have had to be one-on-one, contested. Burton was basically running out of bounds anyway to get there. 3 minutes, 4 seconds left. Let's force a punt for the Wolverines. Alabama's doing a better job of protecting Milroe on these throws. Let's see what can happen here. They're going to bring pressure again, and Burton got about a gain of 5, so it's going to be 3rd and 5. Alabama trying to pass the ball more, not necessarily run. Third and 5, 2 minutes, 50 seconds left. Burton is going to be substituted out, and for Alabama, number 14, Jalen Hale, a true freshman, is going to be brought in. 3rd and 4, correction. Will Alabama go for it here? They might run with Milroe. I wouldn't be shocked if they run it here. McClellan is back there, number 2. And we've seen Alabama be able to run on Michigan, especially since they're trying to play it safe. They will run it, and McClellan gets a first down, picks up a gain of 5. Let's hold Alabama to a field goal or force a punt. But at this point, Alabama's probably going to go for it, even if it's 4th and 10. Nice blocking. I mean, the interior of Alabama's O-line's done a good job at times at running the football. Under 2 minutes now, so if Alabama picks up a first down, the clock will stop to reset the chains. 13-7, Michigan leads. Minute 50 left in the second half. Or second quarter, rather. I mean, that'd be crazy if this was 13-7. And a false start for Alabama. So it'll be 1st and 15, false start, Alabama already off schedule. Well, that was on Seth McLaughlin, the center, who I think is Alabama's lowest graded offensive lineman per Pro Football Focus. It'll be 1st and 15 at the Michigan 49. And the clock rolls as a consequence. This could benefit Bama. That could negatively affect Bama. Let's see what happens. 413 likes. Let's get to 1,000, guys. 1,000 likes on a stream. That would be incredible. They play action, but they are going to get some pressure on Milroe. He's going to go deep. And no. Incomplete. 2nd and 15. Milroe tried to go deep, but the coverage, good. He'll be 3 of 6 for 46 yards. But Michigan has to do a better job of getting pressure because Milroe is going to go deep every single time. But they're bringing in, they're using McClellan, and they're going to be willing to bring in their tight ends to pass block. But that was a nice job by Michigan's number 9, Rod Moore, of playing good defense without interfering with the receiver. 2nd and 15 for Alabama, minute 16 left. I wouldn't be shocked if Bama just takes deep shots here all day long. 1 second. They just get the snap off. Milroe is going to have to run, and he's going to pick up the first down. And he picked up a first down. It's unfortunate. Bama's doing a better job now of protecting Milroe, and that's allowing him to make plays with his legs and try and go deep. Wow. And Bama will go somewhat tempo. Michigan just barely gets set. And Nyblack, the tight end, gets tackled. Alabama, I think, is going to take a timeout here. Yep. Alabama takes a timeout. That missed extra point just sucks. That absolutely sucks. I hate it. But Michigan, I don't know. This is a tight game. Michigan, I think, looked like the better team so far overall. But Alabama, they have something that Michigan doesn't have. They can just score in like 30 seconds with their deep pass. Michigan doesn't have that. Although they did have some explosive plays, Alabama has to use a timeout. There's 48 seconds left in the game. 49 seconds, pardon me. It'll be 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4 from the Michigan 26-27. So if there is a 4th down, you can just kick it with Reichard, and Reichard's very reliable. So 14 to 13 or 13 to 10 in favor of Alabama or Michigan respectively is what I expect the halftime score to be. And Alabama receives the ball to start the half. So you want to double dip here if you're Alabama with touchdowns. Michigan gets immediate pressure. Nice tackle on Isaiah Bond for a short gain, and Alabama will let the clock roll. Not taking a timeout yet. 3rd and 3. Alabama will go tempo. Michigan does get set in time. And they sack him. They sack him. 5th sack of the day. Alabama will have to settle for a field goal. Wow. 4th and 11. 5th sack of the day for Michigan. They were eating up Alabama. Let me see here. Roydell Williams motions out. And then number 8 and number 0. That's Sainristil still and Derek Moore just get there instantly. Like he had no time. No time. 5th sack of the day for Michigan. And it's 4th and 10, 4th and 11 from the Michigan 32-33. So Reichard's going to attempt probably a 50-yard field goal is what Reichard's going to attempt. I hope he misses it. If he makes it, Michigan took the timeout. They want to have a chance at a big return, I think. Or at least at a Hail Mary of some kind. Sam is still behind. I'll try and speed it up. At the half, I'm going to take a 5, maybe 10-minute break, but I'll try and keep it to 5 just to eat something, keep me refreshed. 14 seconds remaining. And, yup, Will Reichard will come out for a field goal. James Burnap will be the holder. Reichard's 20 of 23 for field goals with a long of 51. SEC Special Teams Player of the Year. Let's see. Hopefully he misses it. I would love for him to miss it here. Or for it to be blocked. And he'll make it. That's good. Perfect. 13-10 with 9 seconds left. 13-10. Didn't miss it, but hey, you got to take your victories. Another sack to make Milroe think twice, and you're forcing him to take points from long distance. And Milroe, on deep shots, which I'm going to count the one to Bond as a deep shot, he's 1 of 3 and 0 of 2 when looking for deep touchdowns. So the Wolverines are up, or will be up entering the half, barring some insane disaster. But 7 seconds left in this matchup. Michigan with 30 plays, Alabama with 25. Michigan with 199 total yards, Alabama with 96. Michigan has 9 first downs to Alabama's 5. And Michigan's going to enter the locker room likely with a 1-minute possession advantage. And 84 rushing yards for Michigan to 43 for Alabama, and Alabama's had more carries. But a lot of that's sacks. Michigan's had 5 sacks. Alabama's had no sacks whatsoever. None. Michigan will let it bounce out of the end zone. I expect them to run it into the half. Because why wouldn't you? Right, 7 seconds left. Looks like Michigan's just going to take a knee. All right, 13-10, Michigan leads at the half. They lead at the half like they have every game this season, but Alabama receives the second half kickoff. So Saban does have a chance to retake the lead, but Michigan on 13-3 scoring run right now. They've sacked Milroe 5 times. They're holding Alabama to 2.5 yards per carry, and Milroe's averaging less yards per attempt than McCarthy. That's nuts. As long if both teams play to their ceiling, Michigan wins. I mean, you see it. I'd say Michigan's as fast. They're just more physical. So What Saban has to do to win this game is make better is be the better team in the second half. And part of that also includes Michigan not playing to their ceiling in the second half, which they didn't in the first half. Botched extra point attempt, muffed punt, gaff with the personal foul. But both teams have overall only 2 combined penalties for 20 yards for both teams. Michigan had that 1 turnover. And here we are at the halftime. Well, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. We reached 500 likes, which is a big goal. Just absolutely massive goal here. But I'll be back in 5 minutes, and we'll talk at halftime about this game. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you for everything. All right. Well, I had a little bit of something to eat, but my heart is just racing. Totally racing, guys. Um, Before we forget, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment in the live chat. What do you think about this game so far? I think the key for Alabama is you have to make. Now Alabama's a second half team, so this is very plausible. You have to play to your ceiling, while you have to prevent Michigan, or Michigan has to prevent themselves, whichever avenue you want to go down, from playing at their ceiling. Because Michigan has been the less disciplined team, and right now they have 101 more total yards, they have 4 more first downs, they're losing the turnover battle, and yet they're up at halftime, and they're averaging more yards per pass attempt and yards per rush attempt than Alabama. And even when you look at, because sometimes completions and attempts don't paint the whole picture, Michigan's receivers are averaging more yards per catch and have 2 receiving touchdowns, compared to Alabama, who has no receiving touchdowns, and they're averaging 10.6 yards per reception. Michigan's are averaging 12.8 per reception. Michigan, if you're Alabama, you want to play a better game. You got to find a way to protect Milroe, because if Michigan has 5 sacks in the second half, I highly doubt Alabama wins. Allowing 10 sacks in a game and winning is nuts. That's like what Iowa. That's like Iowa State beating Iowa last season, where they had two punts blocked and still won, because Iowa had 2 or 3 stupid turnovers, including one at the goal line. And yeah, both teams have to do better. They have to. Michigan's not playing to their ceiling. I don't know if Alabama is or isn't, but I think we'll get a more clear answer on that in the second half. That's just my opinion. Michigan looks like the better team right now, but Alabama they're playing good special teams outside of that one gaffe by Kendrick Law where he brought it out. And actually, Milroe and Reichard turned that into a scoring drive, but it was still a gaffe. Been the more disciplined team. They've shot themselves in the foot less. Here we are. Michigan's only up 13-10, and the missed extra point could be critical, because Alabama can at least tie the game now with a field goal without being down. This stuff matters. It does, especially if the game's going to be close. Now, if the second half is exactly like the first half, I could see Michigan fulfilling my prediction and pulling away, and they make Alabama uncomfortable. And they can begin to control the game like the boa constrictor that they are. But I don't know if that'll happen. I said in my preview and prediction video, though, I think this game will be close for 3 quarters. Not just a half, but for 3 quarters, and then Michigan will really pull away. They'll probably have a lead entering the 4th and really pull away late and show that they're the better, deeper team. I don't know if that's true. I really don't. But I'm excited here and now. The fact that Michigan has a lead. They're in this game. This is the best head coach Michigan has faced ever in the college football playoffs. Best staff, I don't know. I think that Georgia in 2021 with Lanning and Monken had a better assistant and coordinator pool, but a better staff than TCU, in my mind as well. And Michigan they have speed, they have athleticism, they're winning at the line of scrimmage. You just can't be complacent. You gotta drive the nail into the rail, and you just gotta keep swinging, is what Michigan has to do. Michigan right now is given a 62.6% chance to win this game according to ESPN Analytics, and Michigan hasn't lost a game when they're up at halftime since 2021 against Michigan State. They're very good in the second half, especially on defense, at controlling opponents. Now, this season, Michigan's been so dominant in the first half at times, they haven't had to come out and be elite in the second half. But until that Penn State game, actually during that Penn State game, because they shut out Penn State, until the Maryland game, they shut out people in the third quarter every game. They hadn't allowed a single third quarter point until Maryland. Against Ohio State, they allowed a third quarter point. Against Iowa, they didn't. I'd be curious to see with Alabama here, their offense isn't as good as Ohio State's, I don't think. It's just more explosive because the deep arm factor of Jalen Milroe. We'll see what happens in the third quarter. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm going to answer questions because I know there are a ton of comments here. Let's see. Milroe hurting more than JJ right now. Look, that wouldn't shock me at all. The reason for that is Milroe obviously has taken, 5 sacks? And Milroe has scrambled more than McCarthy has as well. And Milroe has had to take more deep shots. And those deep shots, you're using the entire power of your arm. He has 8 passing attempts, 11 rush attempts. So that's 19 total plays that he's responsible for in a physical condition. McCarthy has not much less, but just 16, and he hasn't been hit as much as Milroe has. But Milroe is also, with that weight and frame, he's built to take more hits. He's used to taking more hits, so he probably has more stamina in, let's say, a sack-off between the Crimson Tide and the Wolverines. But that's something that I'd also be interested in seeing, is if Michigan keeps hitting Milroe, do we start seeing him begin to fall apart? Because when you take 5 sacks in 30 minutes of gameplay, I mean, that's intense. It's ridiculous. Michigan gets a stop. I think Michigan will win. I mean, maybe you're right. We'll have to see, though, because I don't think this game I don't think it'll be over by the third quarter. I mean, that would take Michigan or Alabama doing something insane. I think you'll know in the final minutes of the fourth who's better. I could be wrong. I don't think this game comes down to the final drive in the fourth. And if it does, I think Alabama is in front, just based off the fact that Michigan leads at the half, and I don't see either team just coming out and gashing the other in the third quarter. I don't. Bama will step it up in the second half. True, I expect them to play better in the second half, but Michigan could. And Alabama wasn't playing badly. I mean, they made, 2 gaffes. And by gaffes, I mean you could have done much better, but you did worse. Like, I don't think the sacks are gaffes when Michigan in the first quarter and second quarter is getting pressure. That's a consistency. That's something that will be hard or darn near impossible to change over halftime. Like, Alabama will give up another sack. They'll give up another 2. Maybe they'll give up another 3. They could improve there, but it's a known now that Michigan has an edge at D-line. Zane Kennard, what is the end of your game score? I'm not going to change it because it could still happen. Well, actually, I probably would have to because Michigan missed the extra point, and I never expected that. My preseason, my preview and prediction video gave the prediction Michigan 31, Alabama 20. Michigan would need to score 18 more points. Alabama would need to score 10 for that prediction to be fulfilled. At this point, the game's going outside of Michigan's gaffes, like turnovers and missed extra point. The game's going sort of like how I thought. I mean, Michigan, they've ran for 82 yards. And I said they would run for over 200. Perhaps that was overzealous, but they could very well run for over 150. And I said they'd pass for over 200, and they're more than halfway there. And they have 2 passing touchdowns. I, for one, did not think that McCarthy would have 2 passing touchdowns in one half. I didn't. And Corum averaging nearly 6 yards per carry. That's impressive. Hopefully he gets a rushing touchdown or 2. That would be impressive. Right now the Alabama band is going on. But mine's not changing right now. It just isn't because Michigan's up at half. Reminds me of Ohio State and Michigan. It does, but with more error on the part of Michigan and less error on the part of Michigan's opponent. Ohio State played a better first half against Michigan than Alabama did. The difference is Michigan played a pretty darn perfect first half against Ohio State. Outside of maybe a few busted coverages, but Ohio State's wide receiver core is just that good, and McCord is more accurate than people advertised. Michigan just shot themselves more in the foot this half. But that could be a consistent thing. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Michigan special teams is just going to radically change over halftime. There could be more gaffes coming. There could be. All right. Peter Palmer, 27-20 Michigan. Good prediction. Nathaniel Laffey says Alabama 38, Michigan 30. That would be interesting. I mean, that implies Alabama turns it up on offense. And that implies that Michigan still scores a lot on offense. That implies the second half's going to be more offensive, when from my understanding of it, it's both defenses that typically improve at the second half as comparison to the offenses. But I could be wrong there. I just remember that Tennessee game where Milroe was struggling in the first half and Joe Milton was killing Alabama's defense. And the defense just turned it up and said, nope, you're going back to Neyland with an L in the second half. And with Michigan, whether it's Penn State or anyone in the, what was it? Yeah, 9 games before that, shut out in the third quarter. Fourth quarter points were essentially meaningless or in garbage time. Against Maryland, Michigan shut them out in the fourth quarter. And against Ohio State, they played pretty good against an offense that has one of the higher ceilings in the country. Alabama defense can score points. Well, so does Michigan's. I mean, Alabama forces less turnovers and gets far less defensive touchdowns than Michigan does on an average basis. Now, the sample size is so small that doesn't matter a ton. But Michigan has 4 pick sixes on the year and I think a fumble recovery for 6. So let's see. I'm so pissed. I subscribe to ESPN on a computer since my TV provider doesn't have ESPN. I can't watch the game. Any suggestions? There might be a few YouTube channels that are airing this game live and aren't caught, but I doubt that since this is such a big moneymaker. Well, we'll see what happens here. All I know is we have close to 60,000 views in 1 hour. We're going to get over 100,000 views today. Many of you are staying on for a while because there's a lot of people who come on and then click off. But since we're getting 2,000, about 500 concurrent viewers, this is just awesome. Okay, so goals. This is my halftime speech, even though I'm not a head coach, never could be. Let's get to 1,000 likes at the end of this live stream. And right now, we're at 14,200 subscribers. Let's get it to 14,600 subscribers at the end of the video. And check out my Patreon page. You can see it in the pinned comment if you want to get an instant reaction. Yeah, if you want to get like it might be audio. It'll more likely than not just be like some brief bullet points. Either depending on if I have time after this game, it could be immediately after this game for the Rose Bowl, or it'll be tomorrow morning. You can see on my Patreon, for all of those who became free members, because a lot of you did because you just want to check it out, you can see my my post that's available for everyone to see. Happy New Year, final college football playoff thoughts and predictions. You can see it there. If you want to see my reaction, if you want to see a similar type of blog post for the college football playoff national title, which I'll be doing regardless of whether I go to Houston or not, you got to subscribe as an All-American or Heisman patron. But I appreciate you all very, very much. I do. Like, this is just an awesome day. Thank you to Janaisha Cockrell. I hope I pronounced your name right, for being an all-conference patron, for signing up as that. I appreciate the support. And there's one other person who joined as a paid member. Armani Torres. Thank you for being an all-American patron. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you so much, guys, for all the support. It is truly phenomenal. Over 2,000 concurrent viewers. We're well on our way to 1,000 likes. And Michigan's winning at the half. Just got to hope that they win out in this game, because I'm a Michigan fan. If you're an Alabama fan, you're playing a good game right now. I think, maybe I'm wrong, I do think the Crimson Tide are playing closer to their ceiling than the Wolverines are. Just based off the fact that Michigan has more penalty yards, Michigan's losing the turnover battle, and typically it's Alabama who has more penalties, who turns it over more. And, yeah. And Alabama's O-line, they're not having they're having a below average game, but Georgia got 4 sacks on Alabama. And they don't have, like, they don't have half the pass rush that Michigan does. Georgia cannot sack anyone. They can't. So I think that for Michigan, play to your ceiling and you win. If you're Michigan, you play to your ceiling. I think you win this game. For Alabama, either you got to stop Michigan from playing to their ceiling, or you have to let Michigan mess up. That has to be one of those, which all that comes from adjustments. But Michigan is on fire. Alabama's on fire. These are two great teams with two great head coaches, and we're here to kick it off. Michigan will kick it off to Alabama. They get the ball to start the second half, and man, that time flew, honestly. Like, it flew. This game should be over by 8:45, 8:40. Alabama will take it out, and they're going to get tackled behind the 15. Another special teams gaffe, this time by Kendrick Law again. Alabama will start at their own 14. I don't know why they're starting there. It doesn't help whatsoever. I mean, that's like Michigan, Max Bredesen, like, going down on, I forget who the linebacker was, but, like, hitting him. It's like, he's already down. Just, like, stand there, and if he gets back up, push him down again. Like, you don't have to go all bear mode and try and, like, eat him, which is what it looked like, because he was a bear trying to, like, kill his prey. You don't do that. 1st and 10 from their own 14. You got McGregor and a defensive line that's had 5 sacks already. They're trying to get more. It's going to be a pop pass, a short pass, to number 26 for Alabama. Only gets about a gain of 2, though, to Jam Miller. So 2nd down and 8 for the Crimson Tide at their own 16. They got to go a long way to get into field goal range or to get a touchdown. Okay, come on, Blue. We're almost reaching 100,000 viewers, like, total. Not live. That'd be nuts. ESPN would probably reach out to me then. All right. They're going to run, and there's a hole. And Justice Haynes gets a 1st down. That was a nice hole opened up. And Alabama picks up a 1st down. 1st and 10. That was a 9-yard run, so 1st and 10 at their own 25 for the Crimson Tide. Okay, come on, Michigan. Bama wants to run the football. And we've seen with Michigan, because they play that conservative defense, where they don't stack the box a ton, that teams can run on them. Play action for Milroe. He gets pressured. He's going to try and throw deep, but he's just going to have to throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. He was looking deep like he always does, but he didn't have anything. And therefore, it's 2nd and 10 again. So Milroe now 6 of 10 for 55 yards. He's averaging less than 10 yards per completion, which is extremely rare. See if Michigan can get a 3 and out, or if Alabama's going to test the run again. I bet they'll do the latter, since they've had success with it so far in this half with just one play for 9 yards. Alabama going in tight with 2 receivers to the right of Milroe, but they motion 1 to the left, lining up not necessarily as a blocker, but he could be blocking. There is 2 seconds left on the play clock. They get it. And another big run. Alabama running the football. Justin Haynes, gain of 12. Gosh, I mean, you gotta stop him. But it's nice, it's beautiful blocking, and Alabama has athleticism everywhere. So if you don't have integrity at gap or at tackling, but he looks like he's banged up, which sucks. Hopefully he's okay. 1st and 10 at their own 36. Let's see if Alabama's going to cross into Michigan territory. Looks like they will. Typically when you pick up multiple 1st downs, you got something going. Milroe will pass it. It is a screen. Well blocked. And that is a gain of 8 by Isaiah Bond. Whew. Nervous. Let me tell you, I'm nervous because Alabama's coming out here and they're trying new things. They've made good adjustments. Haven't been perfect. But then again, this Alabama team just isn't perfect in general. Nice stiff arm by McClellan. McClellan gets into Michigan territory. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 48. Gosh darn it. Darn it, man. Alabama's moving. Milroe, 7 of 11 for 63 yards. It's just, you got to do better. Okay, come on, Wolverines. And Alabama's chewing clock. They've melted 3 minutes of clock away. Alabama's outscored opponents 120-51 in the third quarter. They are a third-half team, but Michigan's defense typically does a good job. Oh, bad snap for Milroe, and he has to fall on it. That is a gaffe by Alabama. Wow. McLaughlin not having a good game with the false start. And then, what was that? That was it was also on Milroe. Milroe wasn't paying attention either. It was on both of them. Wow. That erases a lot of progress. That's like basically your 2nd and 20, 2nd and 25. And that just adds to the negative rushing total. So 2nd and 23 for Michigan. Looks like they're going to try and bring pressure with 5. And they do. And another dropped snap by Milroe, and he gets sacked again. 6th sack of the day. And Milroe and that O-line just look gazed. It's going to be like 3rd and 30. You should bring pressure again, though. Don't send 2 or 3 or do what Auburn did. That's stupid. But 6th sack of the day for the Wolverines. It's 3rd and 29. Hopefully Michigan brings pressure. I do not want them to send only 3. Looks like they have 4. It's good. 3rd and 29. They hike it, and it's going to be a run. And he'll be short. They wanted to get better field position, so Alabama will have to punt. They chewed up about 5 minutes of clock, but they have to punt at the end of the day. And Alabama and Nick Saban is not happy with his offensive line. They cost him that drive. I mean, Alabama was rolling. That makes up for the Bredesen personal foul. I mean, that is a drive killer. And Milroe knows it. McLaughlin knows it. It's 4th and 22. And Alabama's going to have to punt this ball away. Morgan standing inside the 10 because he knows that Burnip is really good. And Morgan is going to try and take this one out. And he gets past the 10, which is good, but out to the 12 or 13. So Michigan is going to have a drive on their hands. Hopefully they can get something going. Because Alabama ate up clock there. They now have about a 3-minute possession advantage. They have 8 first downs to Michigan's 9. Didn't gain too many yards, though. And when you look at, how they've been running the football, they've had success, but they're only averaging 2.6 yards per carry. Milroe is 11 carries, -2 yards. And the team, because they count knees or bobbled snaps just as a team play, the team, because of those snaps, has had an additional -19 yards. Otherwise, if not for those, like McClellan's averaging 8.9 yards per carry, Haynes is averaging 10. If you're Alabama, you got to get back to the run. If you're Michigan, what you got to do is you got to stop the run. Bama using Ohio State Cotton Bowl O-line. No, I mean, it looks similar, but this is what Alabama's O-line is. They haven't faced a D-line outside of Texas's all year that compares to Michigan. And Texas doesn't have the pass rush that Michigan does, but they do have the run stop. I mean, Texas would not be allowing McClellan and Haynes to average nearly 10 yards per carry, but they wouldn't be getting 6 or close to 7 sacks on Milroe and several pressures either. Alabama's O-line just hasn't played good D-lines all season long. I mean, Georgia's D-line is the weakness of their defense, and they still sacked Alabama 4 times and held them to under 3 yards per carry. They did. So, under 10 minutes left in the third quarter, Michigan is given a 62.7% chance to win, similar at the half. They've been in the green in terms of win probability since about the later fourth of the first quarter. Let's hope that blue here can get something going. We can only hope. I know if you're Alabama fans, you hope that I am like close to tears at the end of this video, but that's beside the point. I'm nervous. I am nervous. Don't know how else to put it. Thank you, Brandon Veal, for liking my post. I appreciate that. Yeah, make sure check out my Patreon if you don't want to pay. No pressure. Your support's always appreciated. It's never demanded. It's never expected. But if you do want to get some extra content, whether it's just blog posts or subscribe as an All-American or Heisman, and you'll see that I had a whole power ranking system going. It just stopped later in the season because it was taking a long time, and I tried to automate it, but we had some complications there. You'll get bonus content, believe me. And Corum barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Knocked down for no gain. Yeah. So, if you want to get bonus content, become an All-American or Heisman patron. And you'll be thanked, even if you're just an all-conference and you just want to support the channel, you'll be thanked at the end of every video. All right. 2nd and 10 for Michigan. That Alabama defense is going to make adjustments because that's the area, that's where they're stronger in adjustments, is the defense. See, they're gonna send some pressure. They toss it out to Edwards. Edwards gets a gain of maybe 2 or 3, so it's going to be 3rd and long for Michigan. And they're putting, Kirk Herbstreit pointed this out, Alabama's putting 5 linemen in. I mean, that is the symbol of we are desperate to stop your run. But 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Now you're going back to maybe 5 D linemen for Bama, but you're willing to break out in coverage a little bit. Bama has yet to record a sack today. Michigan has led at the line of scrimmage. Bama does send some pressure. McCarthy is going to have to roll out, try and find someone, and that's incomplete. But we'll see. They're going to rule him out of bounds, incomplete, but we'll have to see if he got his toes tapped. I hope he does, because Michigan's special teams has not been good. Oh, he caught it. Yeah, I think that's a catch. It's very close, but I think it's a catch. I think that should be reviewed. His toe's down the whole way. His toe is down the whole way, and it's dragging. Yeah, that's a great catch by Johnson. That's a catch. If they rule it incomplete, I'm not going to complain. You know my thoughts on the refs. That's a catch. And they're going to review it. And that's a big first down for Michigan, because even if they have to punt after that first down, let's say they don't get another first down, that's more yards that Alabama has to drive to get a score. That's a catch. First down, good. That's a good call. Very good call. That's a catch. So 1st and 10. Cornelius Johnson records a reception. Michigan getting some confidence. Alabama, you're not going off the field just yet. 1st and 10 for Michigan. I forget where they are. I think they're at their own 25, whereabouts. Let's see. McCarthy now 5 of 15. Yeah, they're at their own 26. McCarthy, 5 receivers. They motion Corum and Barner back in. Wouldn't be shocked if they run. And they're going to run it with Corum, and Corum gets a gain of 4. So it'll be 2nd and 6. Corum now 11 carries for 55 yards, 5 yards per carry. Orgy's coming in. They're going to try and use a wrinkle here. Let's see if it works. All right, come on. They're throwing in Orgy here. They trust him. Let's hope that something good happens or comes out of this. They have Cologne Mullings in there. And Alabama defended that very well. It's going to be another 3rd down. He was looking to throw, but Alabama covered it. They were not falling for that. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Alabama right now, I'd say, playing better than Michigan. I mean, they just had that gaff. They had the higher ceiling, lower floor. Yup. 7 minutes left in this game. It's 3rd and 9 for Michigan. Can they convert another 3rd down? Michigan's 2 of 6 on 3rd down. Alabama is 2 of 8. Michigan wants to use as much clock as possible. Oh, Morris fell down. Oh, no. He gained yards. He would have had the 1st down. He beat his man again, but he just fell down. It's going to be 4th down and 2. Yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful play call, but it was thrown a little behind Morgan. And because of that, Michigan will likely have to punt. So another gaffe for Michigan, but we knew that McCarthy wasn't a perfect passer. 4th and 2, both teams have to trade punts. And Alabama, 1st and 10 at the 20. So a good punt. Good punt by Michigan. It's not the perfect drive, but they did gain a 1st down, rested their defense a little bit. Alabama only has a 30-second possession advantage. So let's see what happens. Alabama had the better second half drive, but Michigan forced a punt. More so, Alabama shot themselves in the foot. And Michigan has been scheming well. Very well. All right, we're going to take an ad break here. I'm going to be right back. Promise. All right, welcome back. Tank's Ambitious Life, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it very much. Are you cheering for Michigan or are you cheering for Alabama? All right. Another, $10 super chat. This is awesome. We're getting super chats, we're getting likes, we're getting subs, we're getting attention on the Patreon. We're booming here at College Football with Sam. This is truly epic. Dr. Cortez Smith, I feel a big play coming. Maybe. Both teams have had their handful. McClellan's long run. Milroe's pass to Bond. McCarthy's pass to Tyler Morris. Both have had a handful of big plays. But we'll see what happens here. Michigan only has a 3-point lead. I really want Michigan to take a double-digit lead and see how Alabama responds. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I'm nervous because I feel that, Alabama, just one play, they can get a TD. Michigan can't do that. They haven't done it all season long. And we're at 700 likes. That's awesome. Tank's Ambitious Life, Michigan all the way. Go Blue. Go Blue. Let's hope that Michigan wins. B-Dub, I see a strip sack coming at some point. Yeah, Milroe does have a habit of fumbling. Let's see. But we'll see. Alabama can win. They're only down by 3. I'm nervous. 1st and 10 at their own 21. Let's see if Alabama tries to run the football again. They do. And they had a hole for a minute, but quickly closed. Only gain of 3. 2nd and 7. And Michigan's had the better. I mean, Michigan's only averaging now 4 yards per carry because Alabama's doing a good job of limiting them. 2nd and 8, they're going to run it again, and Michigan is getting off their blocks quickly. So it's going to be 3rd and 4, another 2-3 yard gain. Let's see if Milroe tries to run it or if it's going to be a pass. Come on, Michigan. Strip sack, pick 6. I want to see Michigan go up by double digits in this game. That's the concerning thing about Michigan is they have not had all season long to have a clutch drive in the 4th quarter. Alabama has. Oh, wow, he overthrew it. He tried to get Jam Miller, but he overthrew his pass. Milroe, I think, had a little, just, I don't know what you call it. Happy feet. There. He had happy feet. Alabama left a punt. Milroe now 7 of 12 for 63 yards. He's averaging barely over 5 yards per pass attempt. Quick 3 and out for the Crimson Tide. Wow. I mean, that was a gaffe. Imagine if Alabama fakes the punt and gets it. I would rage. Burnup punts it away. And Morgan. It's down at the Michigan 11. Morgan almost muffed it again, but again, great punts over and over again by Burnup. Alabama, part of what they're doing to stay in this game is they're forcing Michigan to go on long drives. Long drives. But those 3 and outs are, I mean, if Michigan just gets one big drive going, that's going to be hard for this Alabama offense. Very challenging. All right. Pam Gibson. Bama had a catch made call when it wasn't a catch against Georgia. No pass interference calls, no face mask call. That's why Georgia lost by 3. Are you a Georgia fan, or are you someone else saying that Bama doesn't deserve to be here? You have to remember, Mistigan has a bunch of 4 and 5 year players on both sides of the ball. Of course. But Michigan's made plenty of mistakes this game. I mean, Michigan isn't winning right now because they have more experience. They're winning because they're more physical. They have more rushing yards. They've had better protection. And their defense has done a better job of getting penetration. Oh, I hope, just for Michigan to go down and run out all the clock in the 3rd quarter and make it 20-10 early in the 4th would be beautiful. I would love that. And the fact that Michigan gets an opportunity to go on a long drive and to do something is awesome. It's very awesome. So we'll see what happens, right? I mean, this is why the games are played, ladies and gentlemen. Michigan is right there. Touchdown wins it. There's a chance, but Alabama can score so quickly that I'm not going to say a 10-point lead does the game unless it's like 5 minutes left. Then I might say it doesn't. Even then, I don't like to say the game's done until the clock hits 0. I'm not that type of person. I've seen Michigan blow games. I just have under Harbaugh. And in the playoff games, I mean, to Michigan's credit, they've never, against TCU, they were playing catch-up, and they were never beating Georgia. Here, they have a great opportunity to win. All right. Go Blue, you got this. I hope we got this, Carey. Nathaniel Lathey, Bama needs a 3 and out. Yes, because Doman has only been punting for 30 to 40 yards per punt. And that'll give Bama great field position. I mean, right now, Burnup is averaging 50 yards per punt. Doman's averaging 12 yards less per punt. That's crazy. Alabama's winning the field position battle on an average basis. McCarthy is going to pass, and incomplete. Tried to zip it, didn't work. So this is the step for Alabama. Get a 3 and out, get a short field, and do the field position battle with Michigan. That's the step. He tried to hit Loveland, but it just didn't work. Or A.J. Barner, rather. So McCarthy's now 11 of 17 for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michigan has struggled to run this half, but they've, I mean, to their credit, they've only had, what, like one drive? I think. And Edwards only gets about a gain of 2, so it'll be 3rd and 8. Wow. 3rd and 8, and I'm nervous. I'm telling you. I'm nervous here because a punt here, unless it's a very good punt, I'm curious to see how Michigan can respond. Edwards is in there. He can be a capable receiving threat. I bet you Bama's going to be bringing pressure. And they do. And McCarthy is going to zip it over the middle, but incomplete. Morgan failed to catch it, and it's a 3 and out for the Wolverines. Darn it. Come on. But both offenses have looked lethargic, so... I mean, Morgan had his man beat. But I will say that was Morgan's fault. Morgan should have had that. That's the disadvantage of... Morgan's a freshman. That's a freshman-level mistake. And now Michigan will have to punt. And I'm scared. Come on. Come on, Doman. Use a big leg. And Alabama's good field position. They're 1st and 10 at their own 46. Michigan will have a short field to defend with 3 minutes and 44 seconds left. Michigan's calling some beautiful plays, but whether it's Morris or what's-his-face, Morgan, just the youth at receiver is not helping. Clearly. We need to see Roman Wilson involved, Cornelius Johnson. I mean, I have a feeling here that Alabama, I mean, look, Michigan's only given a 57% chance to win right now. I mean, this is anyone's game. Wouldn't be shocking if Alabama just drove down and got a field goal or a touchdown and took the lead. This is frustrating. But it is what it is. Can't complain too much. Michigan's leading this game. They have nearly 100 more yards than Alabama. TOP is equal. They have more first downs. They're still averaging, on a net basis, more yards per pass attempt and rush attempt, which is good. But Kevin Chavis, here comes the start of Bama's pull away. Let's see. They're down right now. Wasn't this dude an Ohio State fan a month ago, LOL? No, I've always been a Michigan fan. I just admire great programs. I admire Ohio State. Bama fan here. Milroe struggles with progressions in the pass game, and you can see that here. I mean, he's 7 of 12 for 63 yards, 5.3 yards per attempt. It's crazy. Oh, come on. I'm just hoping I'm hoping that Michigan doesn't lay down and die is what I'm hoping. And if Alabama takes a lead, I will be mad. I will be frustrated. Just Morgan not catching that, Morris falling down. These are critical errors. But to be fair, Milroe overthrowing Jam Miller, even though I'm pretty sure Miller would have been tackled, that's an error. This is just a game of inches, man, and Alabama winning that special teams battle is huge because they're getting much better field position than Michigan. They've had less turnovers. Alabama's special teams may be the reason why they win here, but we'll have to see. And they've done a better job at stopping the run, which is forcing Michigan to pass. We'll just have to see what happens. So Alabama First and 10 at their own 46. Oh my gosh. I mean, I cannot express how nervous I am right now. I can't do it. Oh, I can't do it, man. Come on, Michigan. Your defense is strong. It's actually first and 10 at their own 45. Alabama looks to go heavy. I bet you're going to run it here. They don't. It's Milroe on the keeper, and Milroe is going to not pick up the first down, but only gain about 9. So in Michigan territory already. Oh my gosh, it's just nuts. I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Like, this is the problem with engaging in a punting battle with Alabama, is they're like Iowa. They're going to beat you every time. 2nd and 1. And, oh my gosh. They're inside the 40. Alabama's done the better job of running the ball this second half. That's very concerning. Very concerning, and I think Harbaugh wants a hold, but you're not going to get it, man. You're not going to get it. It could have been a TFL. Oh, come on, Michigan. Hold them to a field goal. Don't let them take the lead. It's just concerning. Oh, my gosh. Play action. Milroe's going to get pressured immediately. He somehow escapes. And Milroe picks up a first down. Gosh, almost got him sacked. It's ridiculous. Come on. I mean, look, another pressure, but he has that ability to escape. And that is what, I mean, they're now inside the Michigan 30. You're going to get a field goal unless you get a turnover, sack him out of range or something. They're going to run it, and Haynes gets a gain of 2. 2nd and 2, or 2nd and 8, rather. Oh, wow. Alabama, if not factoring in sacks, would actually be averaging. I mean, they have more running yards than Michigan on 6 more carries. If not factoring in for the sacks, they'd be out-rushing Michigan. And in a physical game like this, you want to have the better rushing offense, and Alabama right now has that. Come on, Michigan. I've seen you play. I know you can be physical. One minute, 45 seconds left in the third quarter, 2nd and 7. For Alabama, they're at the Michigan 25. Let's see what the Wolverines do here. They bring some pressure, and pass complete to Isaiah Bond inside the 20. So Alabama, first red zone trip in quite some time. First down, they're going to be given. They're going to be favored to win by ESPN's FPI now. It's just so. I mean, look. Michigan's offense and special teams have made too many gaffes. 13 points is not enough. I'm praying for a pick 6 or a fumble recovery or something, because I don't think that Michigan can engage in a shootout. And this isn't a shootout. But Alabama, they're burning time. They're going to lead in the they're going to lead by nearly 4 or 5 minutes in TOP. Only gets about a gain of 1 or back to the line of scrimmage for Jalen Milroe. All right, well, hopefully we can get a sack, fumble of some kind, pick. That'd be very good. Alabama's willing to huddle. They're willing to burn some time here. Come on, Michigan. Alabama now has more first downs, and they have more TOP, but they still have less yards. Come on, Michigan. Go blue. False start on Alabama, so it'll be 2nd and 15. Second false start of the game for the Crimson Tide. I forget, I don't know who that is on. It's on the left tackle for Alabama. It's Caden Proctor. True freshman. 3,000 concurrent viewers. Holy cow. everyone who's on here, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. And also check out my Patreon page via the link in the description. Look, I'm nervous. I really am nervous. I'm going to take a commercial break, and I will be back very shortly. All right, we're back. I see that someone is... All right. Oh, fourth quarter. This is where everything comes down to. Come on. Oh, wow. Okay, let's try and get to 1,000 likes, and we're doing so good, man. And we reached 14,328 subs. Come on. Oh my gosh. Of course. Come on. They're going to score. Oh, I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Come on, Michigan. I mean, they're out physicaling Michigan now, which is very clear. And they missed the edge. Great. 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 It's just so stupid. Well, that might be game. That might be game. I hate it. Ugh. Sam, we know you're nervous, but you don't have to take off-screen breaks to rip the bong. We won't judge. That's not what's going on, actually. I'm just getting water and food. But that's frustrating. Alabama's made the better second-half adjustments. Michigan has to come out, and they have to retake the lead. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Richard Fitzwell. Thank you very much. It's horrible. It's absolutely awful. Like Michigan, freshman mistakes. It's frustrating. Oh well. At least this looks like Georgia, Alabama, so I can know that we would play well with Georgia and not get blown out by them. But oh, it's frustrating. Well, at least Michigan will get standard field position, but we haven't been able to run on Alabama, so I don't know how. I don't know what we can do. Oh, this is frustrating. Okay, hopefully Michigan from here can take control of the game, but I don't think so. Because Alabama has controlled the entire third quarter. They've done a better job at protecting Milroe, better job at running the football. Not really a better job at passing, though. Let's see what Michigan can do. Alabama owned the third quarter. But let's see if Michigan can stop making some of those mistakes that they've made. I still believe in this team. I mean, I've seen this team all season long. They're good. They fight. All right, come on, Michigan. Get an 8 minute, like 15 play touchdown drive. They're going to run it with Corum, and Corum only gets a gain of 1 or 2. Oh, this is frustrating. This now looks like TCU, Michigan, where we have to pass to win, and that's not going to work. Oh well. I'm preparing for disappointment. I will say that. 2nd and 9 from their own 26, under 14 minutes left in this game. Michigan going tight. Let's see who owns the line of scrimmage. Play action. It'll be McCarthy. McCarthy is hit as he throws. He probably had Loveland open, but Alabama finally gets pressure. I mean, it's annoying. It's like, come on. All right, come on. Come on, Michigan. I expect a punt here, but who cares? Oh, another gaff. 4th and 9. And Michigan is going to punt it away. Now Alabama's control of TOP. I think that might be game, which sucks. Oh, we're done. We are done. We're done. Come on. Oh, we're done. And we're gonna lose, and we're gonna get in a field position game again. I hate this. This is like playing Iowa, except they have an offense. Let's hope that they can make a gaffe of some kind. And of course it hit an Alabama player and they recover it. I hate it. It's like they don't make mistakes. Or when they do, they rebound from them better than Michigan does. Oh, I am sad. I'm very, very sad. I'll say that. Like, this is depressing. We have to get a 3 and out immediately. We cannot let Alabama win the field position battle. We have to, I don't know. This is frustrating. I thought we'd be the more physical team because Alabama all season long, they've struggled against the run, but no. They now have more rushing yards. They're about to outdo us in yards per carry. It's ridiculous. Just, they might beat us without passing for 100 yards. I hate it. I hate it. And what's even worse is Vegas. Vegas picked Michigan to win. You could tell by the layout. And they're wrong. Just stupid. They picked Michigan to win. And I'm sorry if I'm getting frustrated and not objective, but I wanted this team to win. And understandably so, I picked this team to win. There are reasons to pick Michigan. And unless they get a 3-and-out, unless something that hasn't happened since the second quarter happens, they're losing. And it's very frustrating. Oh my gosh. Yeah, William Robertson, Alabama wins 71.1%. Now, we're not coming back from that. We haven't had that all season long. I can't. We've made too many mistakes. And Milroe is like a Terminator. We've sacked him more times than I thought we would, and he's passed for less yards than I thought, but they're having more success on the ground, and I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's very, very, very frustrating. And at least we gained a ton of subs, and we have over 100,000 views today. And you all are staying on here, and it's awesome interacting with all of you, but I'm watching this to watch my team win. And they've played objectively better, in fact, much better at times than Alabama in the regular season. It's going to be this one game, as it should be, but it's going to be Michigan playing worse in one game that's going to determine. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's the same thing. Struggle to stop the run, and just not being the tougher team on the field. It looks like the same thing right now. But Michigan can prove me wrong. If they force a 3-and-out here, if they do something great, it's a pop pass and a first down, of course. I feel like Alabama's about to take control, which sucks. Oh, 13-13 left. Alabama will milk clock. They'll probably get a big drive going, and they'll put Michigan away. Let me see. Oh, fumble, and Michigan recovers it. Good. Michigan needed that. Milroe turns it over. Nice. That's Quentin Johnson. Now Michigan has a chance to retake the lead, but will they? Oh. Come on, Michigan. That, I mean, you have to turn this into a touchdown. You have to. You have to turn it into a TD. That was much needed. It's a lucky break for a defense that has struggled late in the third quarter due to field position. And for Michigan, you have to turn this into points. All right, Alabama's defense gets on the field. Let's see what they do. Roman Wilson motions out. 1st and 10. McCarthy throws to Wilson, and Wilson is wide open. And Wilson gets to the 31. So a good play, Roman Wilson getting engaged. Michigan close to field goal range. Hopefully they can get in the end zone and score a touchdown. Michigan goes some tempo. They get it out to Cornelius Johnson. Johnson only picks about a half yard, so now Michigan off schedule, close to the 30. Wow. Come on. Come on, Michigan. Get in the end zone. Score a touchdown. Hummus Hero, good to see you here. Still a ton of game left. The turnover battle is now equal, by the way. Alabama given a 55.8% chance to win according to FPI. 2nd and 10. McCarthy under center. It's a flea flicker. My gosh! And a fumble. And McCarthy fell on it. So now it's 3rd and 17. Gosh. This is just Edwards with another mistake. And this time McCarthy can't compensate for it. Gosh, this is horrible. Now we're out of field goal range. And at this point, I can't be objective anymore. I can't. Like, I can to a large degree, but I am going to be passionate here. 3rd and 17. You know that it's going to be hard to convert this. What your hope for Michigan is to get into field goal range. Hopefully you can make something happen. Michigan gets back to the original line of scrimmage. You have to kick a field goal here. Oh, just frustrating. We get the turnover and we get points off of it, but because of that extra point gaff, we're going to be behind even if we make the field goal. And that sucks. That really, really sucks. It stinks. Okay, come on, James Turner. You're reliable. I know you can make it. If he does not make it, I will quit. And he doesn't! He doesn't! Stupid. Alabama, good game. You've won. You've won. You've won. Congratulations. There's no way Michigan's coming back. None. All right. Well, we're going to head to commercial break, and we're going to be back. Thank you very much. And we got 900 likes, so that's good. See you soon. Okay, we're back. We're going to continue on. Thank you for 10 Titans, 96 win or lose, Sam. I still enjoy tuning into your live streams. Thank you. It means a lot. Oh, it's Corum. That was not Edwards. It's actually Corum that made a mistake. That's even more concerning when you're like one of your best players makes a massive mistake. Let's see what happens, though, with Alabama. I mean, they're good. Alabama gets a break. Let's see what they do here. Milroe going to hand it off, and McClellan gets a gain of 4, maybe 5. So it'll be second and 6. Alabama's done a good job really all game of running on the interior. They're just finally figuring out that they can do it. They're going to chew clock. Michigan's still behind by about 2 minutes of possession, so I can tell you that Michigan's defense is probably the more exhausted one. Just 10 minutes left in this game. Milroe looks back. He has McClellan in the backfield. All right, low snap, and McClellan is able to break free, but he instead breaks tackles and gets out past the 50. 1st and 10, Alabama in Michigan territory. It just stinks. I mean, it stinks, but it is what it is. Alabama, 1st and 10 at the Michigan 48. They're given an 80% chance to win now, according to FPI. Michigan's defense was trying to strip it there. It's not a good sign. And Alabama, they're just waiting to get that big passing play. They only have one deep safety back there. It is a pass play. And Burton only picks up a gain of 2. Alabama trying to get Michigan to play press. They're trying to open up that big play, and I wouldn't be shocked if they try and pop a big play right here. Michigan being shut out since the half. You got to do something here if you're the Wolverines. Defensive score, another turnover forced, a sack of some kind. But Alabama's running the ball so that Michigan can't get pressure. Come on. All right. There's a lot of motion there, and there will be a run by Milroe, but Milroe does get tackled, gets about a gain of 4. So it'll be 3rd and 3 for Alabama. What it is here is Michigan's made more mistakes than Alabama. That's what this game is. Let's see if Alabama makes a mistake here, if Michigan forces one. I expect a short pass. But maybe they'll go deep, as I know that Alabama will. Oh, Jam Miller gets to the 30. Beautiful run by Alabama. 1st and 10 at the Michigan 30. They're in position to at least go up by a full touchdown and force Michigan to tie, or take a 2-touchdown lead and force Michigan to play catch-up. Wow. Come on, Michigan. I still believe in you. You just have to force a field goal. Illegal substitution. So Alabama does make a mistake here, but last time they got close to the red zone, they punched it in, even with their mistakes. Let's see if that actually matters here. 7 minutes, 12 seconds left. Score, by the way, is Alabama 17, Michigan 13. 1st and 15 now at the 35. Michigan, they fought harder than in their previous 2 tries, but fighting harder isn't enough. Let's see if they can win. 1st and 15, play action pass to Burton, and Burton is tackled for about a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 14. That was a good defensive play by Michigan, holding Jermaine Burton to... Isaiah Bond's been the leading receiver of the day for Alabama, 4 receptions, 47 yards. The Tide, however, are now averaging 4.3 yards per carry. They've ran for over 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's going to be hard to beat if you're Michigan. Typically, the team that runs more beats Michigan or loses, and it's a pop pass to Dupree. Dupree only gets out to the 30, a gain of 4, so it's going to be 3rd and 10. Very critical third down here for Michigan, and a critical third down for Alabama. The way they're chewing this clock, if they get a touchdown here, it's game, I would say. If Michigan's able to hold them to a field goal, you can play for overtime, or I don't know. This is not looking good for Michigan here right now. It is not. 83% chance to win per FPI. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left. It's 3rd and 9. There's only 2 seconds left on the play clock. They sack him. They get to Milroe. 7th sack of the day for this Michigan defense. It's going to be 4th and long. Reichard will have to try for a field goal. So this Michigan defense they've struggled at times in defending the run, but they have been excellent at defending the pass. We're only 44 likes away from 1,000 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes, ladies and gentlemen. And it'll be a long field goal attempt for Will Reichard. First field goal made from 50 yards. He can totally make another one. This is a 52-yard attempt. And it's good. It slides back in. So Alabama... Special teams have been the difference. Big difference for Alabama. They lead 20-13. If you're Michigan, you have to get a touchdown on this drive. Field goal doesn't cut it. Unless it's like a 3rd and 20, 4th and 20, at which case you got to get points. Wow. Alabama's definitely played the better second half. There's no doubt about it. But Michigan's still in this game. They've only had about 50 yards since the half. Alabama's adjustments are just phenomenal. And they have an 8-minute possession advantage. So if you're Michigan, what you want to do is you want to go down and tie this game up. That's what you want to do. Let's see what the Wolverines can do. All right. Gonna do a little commercial break here, and then we'll be back. All right, we're back. Alabama 20, Michigan 13. Special teams have been the difference. Reichard making a 52 and 50-yard field goal. Michigan has been shut out for 26 minutes, basically, of this second half. Alabama scored 10 points. Let's see if Michigan can put something together here. We know they've been more successful in the passing game than Alabama has, but that's not mattered. In a defensive game like this, what matters is if you can run the football. And Alabama right now is the better running team. In my mind, that's why they'll win, because I think they will win. Let's just see what Michigan can do, though. I mean, they're in this game. They can go down and tie it up and maybe force a 3-and-out, but it's more likely if they tie this game up that it's going to OT. More likely than anything. Come on, Michigan. You know, it'd be awesome. Touchdown and go for 2 and win by 1. I would love that, but it's not going to happen. So Alabama's fulfilled my prediction on offense outside of the fact that they're passing for less than 100 yards and they have 150 yards rushing. If you told me that statistic, I probably would have picked Michigan to either win by 4 or 3 or for Alabama to win. But we're back. What do y'all think so far? Check the chat. JJ can't throw the ball better than he is throwing it. He keeps putting it on the numbers, and his receivers keep letting him down. Yeah. Nathaniel Laffey, amazing Michigan is in this game despite as poorly as they've played in the second half. That's very true. That is very true. James Paris, should they go for 2 or 1 when they score? I'd say just 1, but you don't know at this point. Thank you all for letting us hit 1,000 likes. That's awesome. Bop Corn says Alabama's the greatest. I mean, even if they lose this game, Nick Saban still commands the greatest dynasty, and I would argue the best program in all of college football. Even if Michigan wins. But maybe that's just me. Okay. Much closer than I thought it would be, says CT. I think you predicted Alabama to really win. John Cunningham, 27-20 Michigan. If that's the case, that would be insane, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll just have to see. And we've hit 14,400 subscribers. Thank you all so much. Even if my team loses tonight, it was a good day. But Michigan's gaffe on special teams, literally if Morgan didn't muff that, I mean, Michigan could be leading right now if not for their special teams gaffes. Michigan would actually be leading 17-13. So special teams is huge. McCarthy has a chance. They're going to hand it off to Corum. Corum actually gets a decent run, about a gain of 5 out to the 30. So 2nd and 5 from the 30. It's a decent run for Michigan there. I imagine Michigan will try and go down, give Alabama no time left, and tie the game. That's what I think Michigan's going to do. Give their defense a rest, play for OT. Maybe they'll play for the win. I don't know. But we'll have to see what happens. 20-13 Alabama. 4 minutes left in this game. Just over 4 minutes. And they're using clock. Five seconds left on the play clock. 1 second. Corum with his shiftiness gets a run of about 3 or 4. It'll be 3rd and short. This way Michigan can at least get a first down. But you got to begin to go fast after the 2-minute mark, I would say. Third and 2. Can Michigan get a first down? That's the question. Can the Wolverines get a first down? McCarthy. Batted in the air and incomplete. It'll be 4th and 2. If you're Michigan, you gotta go for it. You have to go for it if you're Michigan. 4th and 2. Loveland was open, but it was batted at the line of scrimmage. And Alabama's, like, look, they're doing very well. Loveland, or Barner, would have been wide open. This is the game. 3 minutes, 19 seconds left. Let's see if Michigan can get it. My expected answer is no, but you don't know at this point. 4th and 2. Wide open is Blake Corum. Corum down the sidelines. Corum gets a block, hurdles, but there is a flag. There is a block, so Michigan will probably be backed up. Let's see what happens on this flag. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. Still results in a first down, so that's good. But block in the back regardless. Still results in a first down because it was well after the play. Yeah, that was a good call. Good call. Michigan is fighting. We'll see what happens, but they know that Michigan's actually had more success passing on Alabama than running. It's about 1st and 10 at the 50 for the Wolverines. Yup, 1st and 10 at the 50. 3 minutes remaining. McCarthy going 5 wide. Corum motioned back in. It is a keeper for McCarthy. McCarthy gets to the edge and is pushed out of bounds. Inside the 40 for Michigan. Good blocking by Michigan, and they ran McCarthy. He got at the 35 about, but you can't have a field goal here if you're Michigan. You got to go for the touchdown. Again, unless it's like 4th and 20 and you still have your timeouts left, at that point it's, take the 3, give some momentum, and if you get the ball back, you can win with a touchdown. 1st and 10 at the Alabama 34, 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Play action. McCarthy scans, and it's caught by Roman Wilson. And Wilson, 1st and goal for Michigan. Wow. Yeah, that was high. It would have been picked if Wilson didn't go up for it. But Wilson now, Michigan in the red zone, under 10 minutes remaining. Clock still running, which is good. I think Michigan wants the clock to run. Alabama given a 66% chance to win. Yeah, Alabama's D-line got a fingertip on it. I don't know why they're reviewing this play. It's interesting. But we'll see. Michigan over 200 passing yards. That part of my prediction, at least, has been fulfilled. We'll see what happens. Timeout, Alabama. Alabama took a timeout. That's awesome. It was tipped, but Michigan did what they could do, and the fact that they've been hanging with the SEC champion shows, in my mind, look, guys, Big Ten and the SEC, when all their players are playing, aren't so different. They're not. I mean, I think the SEC's better. I think we've seen that objectively this season. and in the bowl games, even with the starters opting out. And in this game, too. If Michigan wins this game, look, I think Alabama at the current moment deserves it. Corum goes ahead for about a gain of 1, so it's 2nd and goal from the 4, maybe from the 3 or 3.5. Come on, Michigan. Michigan hasn't surrendered a single sack today, and yet they're losing, which is pretty insane. And Alabama, I think, takes their second timeout. They want to have time to score. Michigan, 2 of 11 on 3rd down. Alabama's 3 of 11, but Michigan is 2 of 2 on 4th down. So continuing that 4th down hyper efficiency of this offense. Come on, Wolverines. Alabama's played, I think, one of their best defensive efforts of the whole season, along with their game against Georgia. Punch it in here. If you want to be gutsy with all 3 of your timeouts, go for 2. I don't know. But, look, Alabama, it's going to be hard to run for what? You have 3 more. You could run 3 more times in a row. You probably won't get it because Alabama's done a very good job this half of limiting Michigan's run potential. I mean, Michigan has 105 rushing yards, which is good. They've broken 100, but it's hard. 2nd and goal from the Alabama 4. Can Michigan pay it off? They're going to hand it off. Roman Wilson, touchdown, Michigan. 3rd passing touchdown for J.J. McCarthy. And Michigan has all 3 of their timeouts left. Very good. Okay. So Michigan clutch. 1 4th down conversion. They put it together. McCarthy showing that he's much better than last season, by the way. Outside of that 1 near turnover, he's done a very good job today. 3 minutes, 7 seconds, rested the defense a little bit. Let's see if James Turner can make the extra point. We've had problems with special teams for the Wolverines in this game. And it's good. That I'm nervous now for extra points. But Michigan 20, Alabama 20. They're in the game in the 4th quarter, and they've tied it. 1:34 left. Alabama has 1 timeout. But Alabama's clutch. They know how to operate game-winning drives. We've seen it against Auburn. Roman Wilson with another touchdown reception. 4 receptions, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. He's come alive in this game. McCarthy 17 of 27 for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Alabama's only given a 51.7% chance to win. Okay, come on. You know what would be awesome? 3 and out. 3 and out. 3 and out, drive down, kick a game-winning field goal, even with your special teams errors. I have hope, but I'm still not expecting my team, Michigan, to win based off of how they played, but we're gonna try and be as objective as possible here. We have almost 4,000 concurrent viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rose Bowl. And based off of how these two teams have played, unless one of Texas or Washington blow each other out, I am expecting whoever wins this game to win it all. I am. At this current moment. Maybe my mind will change after this game or after the other semifinal, but it is what it is. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell as well. Thank you very much. Alabama's 1:34 to drive down. They can get a touchdown. They can get a field goal. It is what it is. But 1st and 10, Michigan has tied this ball game up. They're competing in the playoffs. And I think based off of that, this Michigan team is better than the previous 2 Michigan teams. But we'll see. Competing in the playoff, having a competent passing game. Reichert is a very reliable kicker, and Michigan's defense did get some rest. They haven't controlled TOP today, but they did get some rest, finally. Let's see if Michigan can get a sack here, bring some pressure. Alabama's going to have to pass. And he's dragged down. About 2nd and 3. Alabama will huddle. Michigan, make sure to get lined up properly. Catch is made, but I think it's in bounds. 1st and 10 for Alabama. Oh, I feel like they're gonna have a game-winning field goal attempt, and I hate that. But let's see. 1st and 10 at their own 37. Got out of bounds. 1:11 left. What will Milroe and this Alabama offense do? They're very capable at getting down the field quickly. Low throw, incomplete. 2nd and 10, tried to find Kobe Prentice. Michigan played some man. They nearly got beat, but they had pressure in Milroe's face, and that certainly helped their case. 2nd and 10, minute 6 seconds left. Has a running back, likely as a blocker or a safety valve back there with Milroe. Michigan does bring pressure. There is a throw, and it's incomplete again. 3rd and 10, minute 1 second left. 3rd and 10. Let's see what Alabama does. Do they convert this, or do they not? 1 minute, 1 second left. 3rd and 10. Michigan sidelines is hyped, but hype means nothing if Alabama and Milroe can convert here, which it looks like they won't. They'll have to punt. 4th and 4. And will Michigan use a timeout? Yes, they do. 52 seconds left. Alabama will have to punt this ball away. Now, can Michigan in 52 seconds go down the field and score? That's the question. It was what you should have done with Jalen Milroe. Although I think Burton could have been open for a fraction of a second. But Milroe does have a habit of looking to his first read, much like McCarthy at times this season and last year. If you're Morgan, what do you do with this punt here? Michigan has 2 timeouts. Alabama only has 1. So if Michigan wants to, they could play it very safe and just run the ball out and play for overtime. But I think with your special teams, since overtime can sometimes rely on field goals, I think you want to go for the game winner if you can. Jake Thaw is back there to catch this. 4th and 4. Both teams equal with 1 turnover. Alabama leads TOP. And Michigan muffs the punt, but they pick it up at the 1-yard line. Near disaster for the Wolverines. Their special teams are just not good. But to go 99 yards, I think you just want to run it up the middle. QB sneak. Yeah, I think if you're Michigan, you want to run it into OT. Because that was... Yeah, I mean, that's just, it's not good. Michigan's special teams. If Michigan can win this game, though, what that tells you is they'll probably have a much better special teams performance in the national title if they somehow win this matchup. 1st and 10, Thaw at least recovered it. Corum gets a gain of 2. They'll just let it run out at this point. You play for overtime. You play for overtime. You have the momentum. Yup, we're heading into overtime. This is going to be, look. Wow, see, if Thaw... Burnip is just such a good punter. Yup, here we go. Alabama took their last time out with 12 seconds left. This is going to go to overtime. Hopefully Michigan can win in overtime. The nice thing about overtime, though, is you no longer have to deal. You only have to deal with special teams with kicker. And James Turner is a pretty good kicker. He's not as good as Reichard, but I think in this game, kicker for Michigan's been closer to Alabama than return specialist or punter. So I think that levels the special teams playing field just a little bit. Overtime. 20-20, we're heading into overtime. This is a tighter game than I thought it would be. Alabama's been more physical. Michigan outgaining them in yards. Michigan averaging 8.2. Why does Michigan take another timeout? What's going on here? Twenty to 20. We're going to overtime. Alrighty. ES. $2 super chat. Thank you for that. You said, can you give a shout out to my Pook? Well, I don't know. Who is your Pook? Oh, Tink Ambitious Life. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Is that who you were referring to? With the $2 super chat? Sorry about that. I was really focused with that muff punt that kind of scared me, but that's my bad. If the team up north, which is Michigan, Hummus Heroes, has played a clean game on special teams, this would have been a 10 to 14 point win. Just reality. It's true. Michigan has played, Alabama's played closer to their ceiling than Michigan. And what this tells me here, if Michigan wins this game, I fully expect them to win it all. I just do, with how they've played here. I mean, this is like one of the worst games by special teams that I've ever seen Michigan have, and that's saying something. But 20 to 20, end of the fourth quarter. At one point, it looked like Alabama was just going to pull away and dominate. Now that's not the case. It's tied. It's anyone's game. Let's see what happens. Win or lose, good game, Alabama. Win or lose. We're at 14,472 subscribers. Thank you all so much. We're almost at 200,000 views on the day, which is just nuts. It's really crazy. Reeks, honestly, Adams whispers in y'all's ear, Michigan for the win. Oh, I hope. But we'll see. Alabama losing fumble was costly. Yes, it was. They were going to drive down and score there. They were, I think, if not for that fumble. That shook them up. It did. Michigan's outgaining Alabama in total yards, but Alabama's more first downs and more TOP. Honestly, this game's reminding me of Ohio State versus Michigan, except Ohio State's like playing like the Buckeyes. Alabama's playing like the Wolverines, minus the fact that Michigan hasn't thrown 2 picks, but their special teams have struggled. Both teams today have had problems with ball security. They have. But Alabama, that's like a constant thing with them. They struggle typically more with ball security than Michigan does. But the fact that Michigan was able to drive down, from behind and respond to adversity, I think is encouraging. So now it's overtime. And depending on what happens, well, really, no matter what happens, I'll probably be taking a brief break before live reviewing Washington, Texas, because I'm hungry. I really need food. But Washington, Texas is coming on in about 12 minutes. Might be pushed back just a tad. Wow, I'm just... Whew. Each team is one timeout in overtime, both have 20 points. Let's see what happens. Oh, come on. Alabama won the toss and they want to play defense. Oh, another super chat. Chimichanga guy, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. It's awesome. This is the most super chat revenue I have ever made, I think, in a single stream. $43.96, which is awesome. And we've gained so much subscribers. We're up to 14,489. Just about 111 more before we hit our goal, which was 14,600. We've well passed our goal of 1,000 likes, and I just couldn't. I mean, if Michigan loses, it'll suck. I will be very sad, but at least I can remember all of you. And it's a great game. 1st and 10 for Michigan. Milroe's jersey's just covered in grass, but he's played a good game. He's been very tough. He hasn't gotten injured. He plays with the same intensity. I mean, Alabama's put up a great fight here, and so is Michigan. Let's see what the Wolverines do. They're very tight in their formation. Corum's nearly like 10 yards behind. They're going to hand it off to Corum, and Corum as a whole. And Blake Corum's going to get a gain of 8 inside the 20 for Michigan. Let's get a touchdown here for Michigan. Second and 2. At the 17 of Alabama. This is where championships are won. Another run. Corum hits a hole. Corum! Touchdown! Michigan! Wow. I wish I could be so objective to the point where I would cheer when Alabama does that. And if I want to become a broadcaster, I'll have to be. And I want to become a broadcaster. But 17-yard rushing touchdown for Michigan and Blake Corum. That's good. 26-20, Michigan. Now Alabama will get the ball on offense. That's good. Good for Corum. He'll be remembered, even if Michigan loses here. Come on, James Turner, make your extra point. And he does. 27-20, Michigan. They take the lead, which is odd given how this game has gone ever since the fourth quarter. Michigan now in this game with 130 rushing yards. They're averaging 4.1 yards per carry, the same as Alabama. 1 rushing touchdown, and they have 351 total yards of offense and 15 first downs. All right, let's see what Alabama can do on offense. They're going to have a 1st and 10 from Michigan's 25. Let's see what this defense can do for Michigan. Both of these teams have faced adversity in different ways this season, and for Jalen Milroe and Jace McClellan, it would not shock me at all if they come down here and respond with a touchdown. Michigan's playing close. I think they want to send pressure. It's a low snap, a play-action pass, and he dumps it off. It'll be 2nd and 10. Michael Barrett with the tackle there on, I believe, Jam Miller. So 2nd and 10 for Alabama. 2nd and 9 they listed as. Milroe here, 27-20, Michigan. But Alabama controlled that second half. Will they run it here? No, it's a fake. And Milroe, he's inside the 10. That was a clutch play call by Tommy Rees. Good execution by Jalen Milroe. That there was a gain of 17. The motion deceived Michigan. Same with the fake pitch. He made the correct read. It was a counter quarterback run. Very impressive. Good tackle, though, by Rod Moore. Otherwise, that would have been a score. 1st and goal. Let's see what Michigan can do here. Alabama's been the better team at running the ball. There's no doubt about that. Will they run it here? Will they out-physical Michigan inside the 10? Or what will they do? No gain. Rushing attempt by Jace McClellan. Stopped at the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal, and Jace McClellan's wincing a bit. Hopefully he's okay. Almost 5,000 concurrent viewers. You all are awesome. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. And donate to the channel via Super Chat or my Patreon via the link in the description. And the pinned comment as well, if you so choose. 2nd and goal from the 9. Can Alabama pay it off? Michigan playing tight at the line of scrimmage. That is concerning. And a tackle for loss. A 5-yard tackle for loss. It's 3rd and goal. Mason Graham. It's 3rd and goal now from Michigan's 14. I'm not going to get excited. This is not going to fake me into getting excited. It's not. It's not going to fake me into getting excited. My heart is racing. 3rd and goal from the 14. 2 plays to get in the end zone for Alabama. Will Michigan bring pressure? They do. Milroe and Burton out at the 3 or out at the 4. 4th and goal. Can Alabama and Michigan, something they've had in common is they're very good. And Burton is cramping, which stinks. Both teams are good at 4th down. Michigan is 2 of 2 in this game. Oh, Burton, I hope you're okay. His hamstrings killing him. Hopefully he's okay. That's their best receiver outside of maybe Isaiah Bond. Well, he got behind Wallace, but he just couldn't get in the end zone. He stepped out at about the 3 or the 4. So, well, I mean, you could run it with Jalen Milroe, or you could pass it. Who knows? We'll just have to see. But this is a game that's coming down to the final moments. And I am nervous. I want this game to be over. I want Michigan to get a stop here, but I don't know if they will. I mean, both teams have been fighting. They've been dogfighting. Oh, hopefully Burton's okay. We don't like to see injuries here on College Football with Sam. We don't. Good play draw by Tommy Rees, though, because now, instead of 4th and goal from the 15, Milroe gets pressured and he doesn't have much time. He can take off and run, and he only needs to get like 4 yards instead of 15 to get the touchdown. There's a good play call, good decision there. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm updating the scoreboard. 27-20. Let's see what happens. 4th and goal. Jalen Milroe only needs 3 yards. My heart is racing. Fourth and goal. Timeout by Michigan. My heart, let me tell you guys, my heart is literally racing. This is a. It's not the fun. If Alabama ties this up, it's not the final play of the game. But like, this is a big moment for Alabama here. They've been efficient ruthlessly at converting fourth downs all season, but they don't try them as much as Michigan does. Oh, I'm choking on my own words. Holy cow! Almost 6,000 concurrent viewers. You all are awesome. We're gonna break 200,000 views here. 4th and goal. Let's see what happens. Come on, Blue. I believe in you. 4th and goal. 4th and goal. Roydell Williams is the back. And it's just chess. The suspense is killing me. Both teams have used their only timeouts in overtime. This is the play. Oh. If Michigan wins, I mean, if Alabama wins, if Alabama ties this up, what's going on is we're going to be heading into Texas-Washington territory, and that game will be playing while this game finishes up. Oh, dear God. Please let Michigan win. Amen. God is good regardless of what happens. And Tim Woodring, I can't turn up the TV volume. I can't. Because then this will get taken down. And it doesn't really matter because we've already made the money that we've made here and we've already had a good time. But just because I don't want the channel to get dinged. No more timeouts. 4th and goal. What will Alabama do? Stopped! Michigan goes to the national title for the first time ever! Oh my gosh! They did it! They were clutch! They were clutch! Holy cow! 14-0. But hey, look, I mean, the fact that Saban and his team stayed in this game is just nuts. Like, Alabama played closer to their ceiling than Michigan did. Holy cow. Wow. Holy cow. Milroe's frustrated, but, I mean, dude, you had no shot with your O-line. You didn't. It was only going to be a matter of time. You had to get one of those big plays, and they couldn't through the air. Michigan wins. And I'm going to Houston. That's what that means, guys. I'm going to Houston. I'm going to Houston. I'm going to be in person for the national championship game. Wow. Hey. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. I can't. Part of me can't believe it. It's like the Ohio State mental hold on Michigan. Like it feels mythical to finally do this. Especially when, look, Alabama was given nearly a 90% chance to win with under 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Michigan came back and won. And my TV's frozen because of all the viewership, I imagine. Holy cow. Well, Harbaugh wins a Rose Bowl. Whew. Wow. I need to do a better job being objective, though. We got 2 super chats here. Richard Fitzwell, congrats, buddy. You can breathe now. I was just effing around about the Bond comment earlier. Enjoy the win. Thank you very much. Holy cow. Thank you, Richard Fitzwell. Thank you. And then he had an earlier $10 super chat as well. He had another, so you've given me a total of 20 super chats. I admire that. Thank you. Oh, wow. This was also McCarthy's best game, I think, Like, he had that near interception, but him passing against this secondary with NFL players and not taking a sack, only having that one mistake is pretty good. Wow. Thank you so much. So much. Go. As like Zom said, Let's go blue. Hey, who said after Alabama took that lead, Michigan 27, Alabama 20? Who said that? You had faith. Congratulations. That's sometimes the negative effect of being an analytics guy like myself, is it's hard to have faith. But faith is needed, both in our daily lives and in this game. Like, Michigan had to have faith in their team that they wouldn't lay down and die, and they didn't. That was awesome. Michigan won, and even though I was way off on the fact that Michigan would control this game in the fourth quarter, they won. They came through. And I think objectively, based off the fact that they've made more mistakes in this game, the fact that they beat Alabama despite playing a worse game relative to their ceiling, I think shows they're the better team. And you're going to get a better performance out of this team in the national championship. But I got to take a rest. I got to eat because I got to do another live stream for y'all for the Sugar Bowl. So I'll be back very soon in about 10-15 minutes. And also Roaming Gnome. Objective is overrated. Love to see you root for your team. Haha. But, I mean, in an instance like this, yes, but in the future, I got to be objective. Thank you so much, Roaming Gnome, for the $5 super chat. Thank you all for a great day. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, subscribe as an All-American or Heisman patron to support the channel, but also to gain access to some of my content. And also the fact that I'm going to be posting content exclusively on Patreon for when I go to Houston. Like kind of a little bit of a blog. So have a great day, guys. I'll see you around on the next stream. Be here if you have the notification bell turned on, which I assume most of you do. You will be notified. You will when I go live. So do that, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video. Have an amazing day, guys.